Yo! Welcome everyone to the first episode of Collectors Mingle. And you're probably wondering, where did that name come from? Well, here's the idea. The idea originally was to start a dating service of collectors only, where collectors can interact. You know Christian Mingle? Think of Collectors Mingle. The idea originally was to start a dating service. So we're going to do that instead. We're going to create a show where we can talk about all of the important stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. The idea originally was to start a dating service. So we're going to do that instead. We're going to create a show where we can talk about all of the important stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. All right, guys. Sorry for that.
Weird.
My screen was super echoing. I have no idea what was happening. But it's the first show. So these are the things that just happened. Did you guys hear that too?
Yeah, I did.
I did hear that. I thought I was in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I thought.
I have no idea, dude. It was streaming to like 2 places, and like it just was like, whoa!
And
like
look,
everything was going crazy.
I love the sound of your voice, but that was a little much.
That was off.
That was very trippy. That was very much an Inception moment. Why have you guys deal with StreamYard more than me? Why would that happen?
I don't know.
I actually have no
I have no idea, man.
I was like, all right, I'm just gonna click the intro. That's all I can do at this point. But it's fine now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Were you sharing a screen?
No. Everything's good. So I have no idea. But nonetheless, back to my story.
It's the 10 rings. They're against you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mingle. Guys, it was originally an idea to start as a dating app. So here tonight are my first dates. The first dates of collectors, right? You guys didn't know that, but this is what you signed up for. Because this is going to be the... Yeah, you did, Ryan.
That wasn't... No.
Well, it's too late now.
Did you know about this, Leo?
Nah, he didn't send that to me. I didn't get the memo on that at all. Like, straight up. I don't like blind dates, bro.
Well, you're on one, Leo. Before you
I don't like blind dates,
so
man.
hopefully Toya knows, because you probably didn't get a chance to inform her. But nonetheless, let's start by introducing the panel. Optical, Andy Dalton, really?
Hey, QB1. We're going with QB1 here. So,
QB1.
Plus, I can't wait for week 2 when I finally face you and destroy you. So,
do we play in week 2?
Week 2, yes.
So for those listening and watching, Optical and I are in a fantasy league now. So he joined my fantasy football league, and somehow he got the best grade in our fantasy draft, which a conspiracy. I don't buy it.
Get used to it.
I feel like I'm in a fantasy dating league right now.
Right?
You might as well be. Leo, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, justice for Justin all day, man. He didn't get to see Shang-Chi yet, so, man, shout out to him. Hopefully he gets a chance to see it within the next millennium. But yeah, man, nothing pretty much. It's just been a gloomy, rainy day here, and you know, I got my 4th battalion, 501st in. But you know what? It's going to be a great day, man. Pretty much, it's going to be good. And I'm glad to be here with everybody, man. Pretty much, and Pretty Boy himself. What's going on with you, bro?
No, not much, man. Just hanging out. I need to go see Shang-Chi again, because we're going to talk about that in some serious detail tonight, including spoilers. So,
and I got a feeling that when we talk about it, Dean's going to shed a tear.
Oh. Yeah, well, he's known to cry. Dean's known to cry. He's a crier. Dean, how you doing tonight, man? Dean the Dream.
Doing excellent. I just picked up this lot of like vintage Robotech comics.
Ooh.
I don't know if you guys know Robotech.
Yes, bro. Yes.
I actually don't. So
you don't know Robotech, man?
No.
Oh my God, bro! Come on.
It's literally like what brought anime to the United States.
That is why he's single. That's why he's single.
See, Optical and Ryan are going to get along great.
Hey, Dean, remember the actual Robotech projects before we actually got released of the figures? We just got like the puzzles that you had to put together and paint yourself, bro. Remember those pieces, bro? I used to hate them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now we got the good stuff. And, I don't want to go too deep down the Robotech hole, but they recently just, Harmony Gold and people that actually own Macross signed like an agreement for the first time since like the 80s that we can actually like sell the products here now.
Wow.
So pretty exciting
the
stuff.
80s.
Like literally since it came out. Like
since it dropped, Since it dropped.
That's pretty crazy. So, yeah, Dean, thanks for sharing that, because that's amazing. I really need to learn more about that. Ryan, Trevor Slattery, can you fill us in on that one?
I mean, I hate to spoil anything, but all I'm going to say is he likes chalky milk. Chalky milk. That's a deep cut reference. Nobody got that.
We're gonna.
Chalky Miller.
I don't think I get that one. Does anyone else get that?
That's a deep cut reference.
I get it, but I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay.
I know exactly what it is.
Because I definitely don't get that one. So
that's okay. We'll enlighten you later.
Yeah,
well,
pretty much.
But yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. Thanks for the invite. I very much
dude,
appreciate
so
it.
much for
Although I have to tell you, I am married, so
soccer's got a goalie,
yeah,
so it's
bro.
all good.
Yeah.
That's what they say. So, but anyway, thank
boy.
you all for joining me. It's such a pleasure to have you guys all here. Let's address the chat before we get too far into this. Let me see if I can address. How do I? Let's see. I'm trying to find because Bob Dylan graciously provided us a super chat. There we go. Have a tour of Italy on me, pretty boy PhD. Wow. That was very nice of Bob Dylan. What a legend.
nice.
Thank you so much, Bob Dylan. That's very generous of you. And I would love to go to
definitely,
Olive Garden. I will take this money and I will take a beautiful date there. That's for sure. So Bob Dylan also said, where's salad and breadsticks? We got Kurt Donald. We were late, Kurt, and my thing was echoing. I was inceptioning, but it's all good. Nicolio blazers on. That's thanks to Optical. So I don't know if anyone else saw that one, but Optical went on one of my very old videos and where I was wearing a blazer and then started a hashtag trend and got me trending. And then, did you see that, Dean?
He was there. Oh,
Wait, there was a dress code? I didn't even know. It's a date and there's a dress code.
And there's a dress
Yeah,
code. Nobody said anything.
I didn't do shit
it's
to
a
fill
blazer
anybody in.
or a denim jacket.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to fill anyone in.
There was
Okay.
the blazer, the beanie as well. I think you had the beanie on too, didn't you?
You did.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
That was before. That was when I had a little bit of hair. I was balding, so like
Yeah.
I had a little bit of hair. I had what was left. You know what was left over.
And then you just decided to chop it all off.
I had to, man, for the ladies.
Party in the back,
you.
man. I don't know why you stopped.
As we do, you just have like a bald spot. Dr. Phil said, I like to mingle with you, Will. See, we have people who want to date me. It's all good. Nicole, Echo. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's finished.
Will,
there.
if you weren't my brother and also a male, I would date you.
See, there we go. Yeah, this ain't Game of Thrones, Dean.
You're not used to that, Dean.
Yeah, no, we can't do that anymore. We're not Targaryens. We're not mad.
Yeah.
Season 9 coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Lewis in the house, Nicolio, Darth Drez, Mark Pearson, the amazing Mark Pearson, Irie
Mark
Vision.
Pearson, Irie Visions, dude. What a
Yeah,
bunch
we got
of
the squad.
sweethearts.
Night Around 79. What's up?
The Collector.
Jay-Z or Jazzy, sorry. I'm thinking Jay-Z. J-Rod is here. J-Rod, the
Jay-Z's
Cowboys
here.
are
We're gonna
terrible,
get lit.
by the way. What'd you say, Ryan?
I said, Jay-Z's here. We're going to get lit.
I know. It's about to be wild.
Straight up.
That's Ryan. You actually inspire me. One day, that T-Pain intro you have, I want to make my own. I want to make my own,
man.
just like that. Leo, if you want to take part in it, I would love for you to.
I think that would be fantastic.
Please don't, Will.
Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it.
It was way easier just to download it and hit play, though. It's way easier.
Just
Probably.
do that. It was as good.
All right, and then we got Linda, and we got the Eclectic Collector. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into our first topic, the big news of the evening. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi has been a long-awaited Marvel film, and again, Leo, you're right. I feel so bad for Justin. I rubbed it right in his face. I didn't mean to. I messaged him right after I got out of the theater. I did. I rubbed right when I got out of the theater. I was like, Justin, this movie is incredible. It's way beyond belief. It's so much better than you would have thought. And he was like, I just could envision his face, and it was not pretty.
That was cruel, man. You just got kicked off the podcast. Probably.
Yeah, Figures and Flicks was a 2-run show and 2-episode show, but
Wow.
it is.
That was harsh, man. I almost messaged him, and I was like, no, better not. So,
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
I messaged a lot of people, though, because it was
Yeah. It was
worth messaging.
Yes,
Yeah, it was.
It
But
was.
so, Optical, you have not seen it yet, right?
No.
Do you care?
Probably next week.
We're gonna spoil the shit out of it.
Go ahead.
All right. So everyone in the chat, spoilers abound. So if you have not seen Shang-Chi and you do not want to spoil it for you, please mute us and just look at our pretty faces because we are about to spoil the hell out of this. Leo, I'm gonna let you go first on this one. Give us your spoiler review of Shang-Chi. What did you think about it?
Okay, so the thing is, like I said, I talked about this movie for like the longest time and how I was highly anticipated. And I was, amongst, maybe a few individuals, I was happy that it didn't get as much hype in the beginning as it should have, or as I thought it should have. But I'm glad it didn't, because when people went into it, they didn't really know what to expect. Me, pretty much like I said, being a fan, knowing the lore, still basically had the first comic, the first rendition of his story, and when it was highly introduced before the controversial change between Fu Manchu and what we know as the Mandarin now, and even in the books when they kind of changed it and filtered that out. I didn't know pretty much what to expect and how they were going to actually play it, but I'm so glad that they did it the way they did, and I was so glad that we got the intro that we got to this film. Seeing the earlier years of 1,000 years of him having pretty much this advanced weaponry, and how it also gave him an extended life. Over 1,000 years, and you're ruling so many different individual places. I'm glad that they went that route of pretty much giving us like a prequel of his story, because that's the thing is, it's like I was trying to initially, when you think of Shang-Chi, you think about him being the center character of this film, but it was a pleasant surprise that every individual character had their just due in his film, and it was just much as his father's story as it was his. And I like that, chemistry and that balance between both. That his father wasn't just this powerful dictator, this person that was just a menacing. No, he actually was humanized in this film. You know what I mean? The simple fact that we got a chance to see a tortured soul. We got a chance to see the simple fact that, once he met, their mother, how he was completely humanized and became, this average person, wanting to put that part of his past behind him. And the only reason why we saw that later version of him was because he initially had a goal, which was to bring his wife back. But man, like, seriously, how it was fleshed out from Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, just the characters, just the story. And the thing is, now a lot of people, when they see this, they will think that this is part of the 7 kingdoms of heaven. It's actually not. You know what I mean? This is not one of those particular kingdoms. It's just fleshed out as a story. And it doesn't mean that story or that kingdom wasn't in the books. It just wasn't one of the 7 kingdoms. But man, like the ride that they took us on with this film, just from beginning to end, bro, like it was so perfectly done. It was well balanced. I mean, the choreography, the fight scenes, and Sumo Lee, bro, a lot of people didn't even know that he did a lot of his own stunts. There were certain scenes where they flashed it in between. You could tell like they kind of not CGI, but just went between him and his stunt coordinator or the person who was his stand-in. But he did a lot of his own initial stunts in this film, and he trained hard for it. I just think that it was a win-win all around, bro. I was so happy. I was like you. On my way home, I was talking to Toya, and we were like, both excited about the film, planned on seeing it the very next day. And she asked me, did I order the figures? And I was like, no. She was like, what? I was like, nah, because I wanted to wait and see the film first to make sure they did my guy justice, before I actually went and purchased it. And I'm glad I did, bro. I went and saw it the next day. I'm planning on seeing it again. I can't wait, bro. Like, I mean, I'm just so excited that it was done. And this to me, and I don't know if I'm speaking for a lot of people, but this to me is the start of the next phase. Mm-hmm. This is where it's going to go. Like, this is picking up where I think the MCU initially starts for me right here. Just how it was done, what was revealed. I'm just excited. I'm excited about it. I loved it.
Dude, me too. But Ryan, I want to hear what you think about this one. I haven't heard your take on it yet.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this? I liked it. Now this
pretty bold.
Thank you. I know that's what I'm known for. I purposely, and I don't know how it is, but I purposely avoided all trailers. Mm-hmm. I don't know how, but I didn't watch anything. So I went in there. I mean, I knew about Shang-Chi. And I knew about the rings. I knew it from the comics. You got the actual rings versus the bracelets and the whole thing. The alien, all this stuff. Anyway, so I was curious to see how, when I saw the Hot Toys figures announced and they had bracelets instead of rings, I was like, okay, well, whatever. It's fine. what captivated me when I left the theater and what I thought back to was that first fight scene on the bus, and I was just thinking, I'm watching Jackie Chan. It was freaking amazing. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. So it was like Jackie Chan, Jason Bourne. I mean, it was fantastic, and the cinematography and the storytelling they just followed him through that bus, and they literally followed the necklace is kind of what they were doing. It was fantastic. The cast was 10 out of 10. I don't know what else they could have done, honestly, cast wise, but I'm with Simu Liu. Just absolutely nailed it.
Killed it.
100%. And can I just go on record to say that Shang-Chi's mother is a freaking hottie. Can we agree? Can we agree on that?
You can definitely agree on that, bro. She
Holy
was
crap.
beautiful, bro. She was beautiful. Yeah.
The way when her and when we were fighting, I don't want to jump too far ahead. The way her and when we were fighting, and she was just moving like a freaking last Airbender, man. She was just like slow mo, and she's just like kicking his butt and smiling at him.
And
like,
yeah.
Dude, she was gorgeous. My god. But amazing. What I really enjoyed about this one is, unlike some other previous Marvel films, or just even DC films. So if you look at the first, the first Justice League, where Darkseid literally had no motivation. He was just evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah.
Right? Or Steppenwolf, sorry. Steppenwolf was the evil with no motivation background. This one, Wenwu, had a fantastic motivation for what he was doing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That made it. It was, for me, the movie was about Wenwu. It just happened that Shang-Chi was in it.
Exactly.
It was about his journey, and I loved everything about it. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. I want to go back and see it again because I didn't really get to catch the soundtrack, so I guess I can just download the soundtrack. But I really wanted to catch the soundtrack because I was so focused on like the visuals that I want to go back and enjoy that as well.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely, man. So Dean the Dream, hit me with your thoughts on this film. Hot stuff. That's you, man.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so I don't know anything about this character.
Oh man.
Pretty much like most MCU fans today, I'm introduced via the movies, right, of these characters. Like, I didn't know who Guardians were. I didn't know who, half of these characters. I didn't know anything about Doctor Strange. Like, I just kind of knew Captain America, Spider-Man, and Iron Man. That was about it. So I don't really have anything to base this movie off of. But holy shit, it was fun. It was such a good movie, start to finish. Even the part that was like kind of like a lull in the movie was still so interesting to watch. Yeah. Where it's kind of like almost like a montage of them like getting ready and training. I gotta mirror what Jedha said, man. Their mother was a babe, and if I was Winwu, I'd be doing the same shit, dude. I was like,
dude, hey, you said this was a dating thing, man.
That's true. I did set that precedent.
Yeah, dude, I can't fault Winwu, man. I'd be like, yo, I want her back too. Get her back on screen. I'm with you, my guy.
Optical, now you know what you're in for when you go see it.
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Awkwafina was such a fucking amazing part of this movie. I'm also like super in love with her, so it's like not fair. Because I know a lot of people are kind of like, she's very abrasive and like the comic relief. But like, I think it just works so well because Shang-Chi is like dealing with so much shit internally and also externally that like you really kind of needed her there to break up that like tension.
Yeah.
Because like even when his sister shows up, it's like, well, it's not any better. It's actually worse. I love the tie-ins with Iron Man 3. With the rest of the MCU, you get to see Wang, which is amazing. I did think the thing with Abomination would have been a lot longer, or like been more of a thing on screen, but it was kind of just like a in passing scene, which I was kind of disappointed, but that's whatever. Again, that's like super nitpicky, like does not affect the movie at all.
Is that the mom?
But
that's I think that's the mom. Yeah. It is a dating show after all. We do call it Collectors Mingle here. So.
Get her on here and I'll talk to her.
By the way, this was Ryan who brought this up, so Ryan's taking all the blame on this one.
Yeah, I think the end fight between Shang-Chi and his dad was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And like Wenwu is such an awesome bad guy. Like he's not even a bad guy. He's just fucking cool and like misguided, if you will.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's like don't get it twisted. He does some like evil shit, but like, God, he's so fucking cool. And like, like Jedha said, his motivations are so like almost noble that you like want him to succeed, even though you know that it's, you know, a farce. You're just like, fuck, like I get it. Like I know why he's doing this.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then the last scene with the monster. We're talking about spoilers, right?
Yeah, we are. Spoil as much as you want. Spoil away.
There's a huge end scene with this like kind of mystical monster and a dragon. The dragon kind of came out of nowhere, which was a little. I was like, okay, it's kind of like a MacGuffin, but whatever. Like I don't. It is what it is, right? We're already in an alternate dimension. Like, of course, there's a dragon in the water. Like, I could get past it again. Like, it's super nitpicky, but that ended up being so fucking cool. Like, it was almost like, dude, this is what fucking Godzilla should be. Like, two big fucking monsters just like going at it. It was so cool. That whole like again, like no part of this movie was like boring. It was so fun, start to finish. I loved it. It was so good. Yeah, easily like one of the best movies we've gotten since recent memories.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Optical, I know you haven't seen this film yet, but can you kind of fill me in a little bit? Like, have you been excited to see it? Like, based on what we're telling you.
The mom, I'm excited to see it.
Okay, that's all. That's all it took was Ryan to share that picture. And
you should leave right now and go watch it.
I'm in IMDb right now, so.
Oh, you're on IMDb looking at the actress. Great.
No, yeah, I'm excited. Like Dean says, you know, I'm not a comic book reader, so I'm being introduced to these things via movies, and I know it's going to be good. So yeah, it's just a matter of time before I see this. But there's like 3 people already saw this right away and then messaged me. It was like, dude, you got to see this. It's like, yeah, I got 3 kids, so I can't just run out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Man, Wenwu took his kids. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's true. That's true. He took his kids a lot of places.
I'll tell you what. When the Hot Toys got announced and shown, I was like, man, these are stunning. Like, just objectively fucking beautiful. There's your F-bomb. Who was that?
That just
William Owens.
Station.
There it is. William Owens doing the F-bomb dream.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I kind of want to order them both because, like,
oh, you should.
Wenwu's such a good character. Like, you can't have Shang-Chi without him. Like, he's so like again, I gotta mirror what Jedha said. The movie is about Wenwu, arguably. It's almost like Star Wars, right? It's Darth Vader's story, but you're following Luke. But really, it's the redemption of Vader that you're watching. This is kind of the same thing. You're watching Wenwu's story, and from where he started to how he changed to where he ended up. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And that actor was so good.
Oh, dude, Tony Leung killed it.
Oh my God. Like, honestly, like, probably my favorite character of the whole movie was Wenwu. Like, I didn't want him to fail. Right. He was fucking amazing. I was like, dude, this guy rocks.
I think it's kind of like a Thanos type situation. You know, like you get why he's doing what he's doing, and like those I think are the best villains. Like even Loki, you understand. Like you understand why he's doing what he's doing. You don't agree with it, but you understand the logic behind it. So he's empathetic or sympathetic in that way, at minimum, right? So, but I'm totally with you guys. One person we have not mentioned, and I want to make sure I'm pronouncing her name correctly is Zai Lang. The sister. Dude, my God. That we talked about this, I think, on Lael's stream. Everyone asked, like, is there one other figure that you could see them making? She's the other figure I could see them making. Like, she, like, especially with her armor, with the kunai, like, everything she had, she went full Scorpion, dude. Like, she went full Scorpion in that final battle scene, and I loved it. She was incredible. And then the post-credit scene with her, like, sets up some shit. I
would see them going with the, just because Hot Toys doesn't make any sense reasonable. Yeah. I would see them doing a death dealer before they did her.
Think so?
I mean, just for the head sculpt thing, I don't know, but that person, he or she, whatever it was fantastic. But Xialing was quite fantastic as well, and just kicked the crap out of Shang-Chi. So,
oh yeah,
big fan.
Yeah,
big fan. If we got her, we need her on that throne from the end of the film.
Oh, that would be sick. That would be sick. And I think I just feel like you make a good point with that one. I just feel like there's probably going to be 3 figures from this film. That seems to be pretty typical for Hot Toys for non-Avengers films. Like maybe 3 tops 4 figures in a film. So like I would say we already got Shang-Chi and Wenwu. So like I think Jai Lang makes sense. I don't think we'll get Aquafina. I think that's probably like a third-party thing. Yeah,
probably. I don't know, man. Where is our Wong?
Hong Kong.
Where's Wong?
A Wong would be cool, but I think Wong's in the same boat as like a Koye. You know, I think it's like we would love to have them, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
But he's in all the films. He's everywhere.
Leo, by the way, I think you're muted, Leo. Hold on. And then you come back.
Yeah, he definitely is muted.
Yeah,
I'm
there
back.
You go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I think we have a chance of actually getting. I think more so now than anything else, we do have a chance of getting Wong. And that's for the simple fact that, you know, we're seeing him in so many different iterations. I mean, he's being pushed in this particular film. You know, we're going to get, you know, the Multiverse of Madness. You know, you're going to already see him, you know, and Spider-Man as well. Yeah. So I think we are going to get, I think down the line, I mean, it is a plan to probably give us a Wong. Now, if they give us a Wong and they don't give us an Okoye, bro, then that, to me, is going to be a problem. But anyway, I think that right now they're going to give us, we will see a Wong. Aquafina's character, Katie, I'm not going to say we won't see her. I mean, she is popular, but I think if we see her, we probably won't see that figure until like the second film.
Yeah, future film. Yep.
Yeah, future film and stuff like that.
Because
So.
like you said,
would you guys consider getting 2 Shang-Chi's to have like a street clothes version and then a superhero version?
I would love that,
I don't think
bro.
so. I don't think, not for me, but I could see a lot of people doing that.
That head sculpt is so good that it would.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So
I don't know.
Good.
It's perfect.
Yeah. But
Or
it's
maybe
like,
they'll part it out.
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe you could like take the head sculpt and just part out the rest of the figure and sell it, and you know that might work. But
Toya's right. She says Xiling, they have to make her. Yeah, they do. They do.
Yep.
They do.
Dude, it's
I think
perfect candidate with the armor. I mean, they already
that's
did
my prediction for the
Shang-Chi.
third figure. Yeah. I just think they couldn't announce her before the film came out because of spoilers, obviously. So like I
Or
think
Morris. I think we're gonna get a Morris.
Dude, Morris is going to come with Shang-Chi, I think. I think he's one of the hidden
think so.
accessories. Yeah, I think he's one of the hidden. It's kind of like Captain Marvel and the cat. Like, I think it's kind of going to be like that.
It's going to be, we're going to get, as far as hidden accessories, we'll probably get like extra arms with the actual 10 rings, considering the simple fact that he actually got the rings and it'll be a different color. Right. So they'll probably be like one of the accessories as well.
Yeah, so
or it'll be one of those like they did on Rescue that have those plastic poles and it'll be like rings floating around them.
Oh, that would be
sick. that would be crazy.
Right? And it'll look ridiculous on the shelf, but it'll photograph well.
But
yeah.
I'm wondering though, because Optical, I know you know this pretty well, especially with the preview videos you do. Like, if that were the case, don't you think the price would probably be a little higher than $250? Like if we had like rings floating around him or something.
I thought this was going to be higher than $250. It looks like Hot Toys is putting all the stops on these figures, so I wouldn't be surprised if they make a lot more. I mean, this is their own. You know,
that's true.
Their backyard right here. So
yeah, they really want to make this too. But like, I have one question for you guys before we move on to the next topic. We're going to talk about Shang-Chi figures in just a sec, but for this, I want to see how you guys think it fits into the new MCU. I know, Leo, you talked about this, so I think I want you to go first on this one. But like, for me, to me, this is like an amazing film. I think this is like, and Layout, I was like speechless coming when I talked to you afterwards. Like I was like, I know you probably haven't seen me be that excited over a film in a while. I mean, like when I got out of the theater, like I remember my brother was supposed to go with me, and I texted him when it was over. I was like, dude, you missed out beyond like any level you can imagine. I was like, this film was so good. Like I think it's one of the best films I've seen in a long time. Like, I mean, I think it's one of the best films I've maybe ever seen personally. So I'm a little surprised. I know some people in the chat say it was okay. Like they don't think it's top 5. That's interesting to me. I didn't think that would happen. I mean, the Rotten Tomatoes score shows people love it, like almost unanimously, but maybe not everyone loved it as much as we all did. They like it a lot and they think it's like maybe top 10 MCU. But to me, it's like, I think it's my number 2 MCU film. And that's saying something in front of Avengers 1. That's a real tight one for me. I still like Infinity War as my favorite, but like Shang-Chi, Optical, you'll see. Like I just think this film succeeds at everything it tried to do and then some. Like I think the characters are incredible. I think the story is very emotional, heartfelt. It's very funny. Like the action is incredible. Like you guys are talking about Jackie Chan. Like I felt like I was watching Jackie Chan or Jet Li or Bruce Lee or something. Like, I mean, these fight scenes are like John Wick without the blood.
Yeah, I
like,
haven't seen a fantastic martial arts movie since like I can't even.
Well, you don't, Dean, because you're not Asian.
The Raid.
I would have
Watch The
preferred it been
That
rated
seems
R.
racial. That seems.
Well, I am Asian, so I can say that.
Raid. Yeah, that's true. That's
We
true.
watch that all the time.
So, but how do you guys think? Like, how do you guys think this fits in the new MCU? Leia, I'll have you go first on this one.
So okay, so there's so many, and this goes back to the pretty much a lot of hidden Easter eggs that were in this particular film. The Dweller, the evil Dweller, the actual demon that we see at the end of the film, that's a tie-in to Galactus. Galactus, that actually is a tie-in to Galactus, his existence. Because that demon itself is part of, or it is responsible for, partly responsible for, or that iteration is partly responsible for Galactus's creation, because it dominates worlds and spirits. So that's one. Number two, there were references even with Abomination. Remember when Wu took him back, he took him back to the actual Ark, because you can see the containment unit there. Where he's taking them back to the Ark. That's going to be referenced to also the Thunderbolts with Thunderbolt Ross. So there's a lot there as well. At the end of the film, again, these are spoilers. Mm-hmm. At the end of the film, we actually see the conversation that he had with both Banner and Carol Danvers. Mm-hmm. And neither one of them could identify, just the rings in existence. Not really knowing, and it wasn't really something that was known or even came up on the codex at that time. So, but what I believe, and it's, slightly believe, is that the beacon that we see in the rings, like when we see that beacon, when they actually pull it up and it's actually brought in front of us, and we see, like they said, it's calling out to something. Now here's a possibility, and I'm not going to say that this is what it is, but it could be a way. It could also be a tie-in into King the Conqueror. These rings could be something that are from the future, that don't really belong within our existence, that haven't even been created yet. They were created by him. So there's so many different ways that we can kind of go about that. But again, it is alien technology. Those rings are alien technology. And I think and me myself, because I was talking to a bunch of people about this even after the film, I think that down the line, because everybody's expecting like the big climactic Avengers film, or when we're going to actually get the next Avengers event, I honestly think, and it would really, really make sense, is if we actually got the Secret Wars with Battleworld. It would. And that would be perfect for Shang-Chi, bro. That would be really perfect, because anybody who's familiar with the Secret Wars and Battleworld, that plays a lot into, whereas it's sort of like a survival of the fittest type of situation, where the heroes are basically placed in the arena to kind of battle it out to see who, whatever. So it's going to be huge. So it ties in well, and it's a big setup for so many different things. We just have to see where it goes in the end, but I'm excited. I'm really excited. And now we're starting to see everything pick up. Like, we're starting with this. We're going to go into the Eternals next, which is going to explain a lot more. So you're going to probably see more Easter eggs in that particular film. There's so many different things. Like even the blip was explained in this, or actually kind of hinted to in the film if you saw some of the captions. So yeah, man, like I'm really, really super, super, super excited about where it can go and where it's going to go. So I think, I mean, just them starting with this film and the continuity and how it actually kind of weaves its way through, it's going to make a lot of sense, man. I can't wait.
So that's great. And Leo, I always love your comic book knowledge. It's so helpful, dude, because it really, for me, I just don't have that. So it really helps give me an idea of what's coming next. But for me, I want to hear what you guys, Ryan and Dean, think on this one, because I actually posted this in one of the groups. I think it might have been Justin's group, 6 Gun Network. I said that Simu Liu and Shang-Chi is about to become an A-list Marvel star, and I had some laughing comments on that. So people obviously didn't agree.
In a collector group? No. Yeah. Come on.
So I want to, Ryan, what do you think? Do you think Shang-Chi's about to become like an Iron Man level character or a Captain America?
This is certainly a good start. This is as good as an origin movie as Iron Man 1 was, I think. or even Doctor Strange. I really like Doctor Strange. So either one of those, it definitely falls into that level. But as far as him being up there with an Iron Man character, he certainly has the potential. I think the actor does a fantastic job. The writing, the support, he's certainly got the potential to be, A-list. It really depends on, what's next. What's the next? What are him and Wong and Bruce and Carrot? What the heck are they doing at the Sanctum? It's going to be curious because if we had Iron Man, we had the original Iron Man, and we had Iron Man 2, which kind of fell flat. I would like to see his next film kind of not go that trajectory. I'd rather go up.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think, and he's in the Asian market. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, he's a lot of people like that stuff.
Yeah,
myself included. And it was just so well done. It was so well done. I think he's definitely got potential to do it.
Yeah.
And I will say, Leo said something about the timeline, like with the blip. So I've only seen it once. I don't know if you guys have seen it 4, 5, 10 times yet, but I think he survived the blip to be as old as he was. I think he survived the blip, and then he's off doing his thing, running around playing Kung Fu guy. It's very interesting to see how that's going to play in because it might tie into the upcoming Spider-Man timeline. I mean, it's all around that timeline. I think this one kind of lands around Far From Home. Might have been in that realm, that timeline realm. So it's going to be interesting to see what's happening. It's going to be a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I think so too. And before I get to you, Dean, on this one, I do want to ask Optical. As someone who lived in Asia for a while, do you think Shang-Chi is someone who's like really going to be embraced over there? Like, is he going to be like the next? Is he going to be Iron Man to them? In other words, in that market?
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Because they haven't really. How do I say this? There's really no Asian superhero in the MCU, at least. So him being there, and as you guys know, even on Star Wars, they included what's his name? The blind guy. So that
Chirrut Imwe. Yeah,
because in China they only show 10 American films a year.
Yeah.
So for them to get in, they kind of have some pull. And how else? This is all Asians right here. So this would be embraced. Now to answer your question, is he going to be as big as Iron Man? I guess depending on this new phase that we're coming into, because the first phase, the first 4, it's more like realistic, right? We're following the Dark Knight, formula, so to speak. You're going to as close as real as possible. It's not possible in this new phase. So this is more like magical. So I guess, or space, I guess if it really works, then like Ryan says, I think he would be one of the most popular ones because a lot of people are going to back him up. Like there's an entire country, kind of like when Pacquiao fights. He's not the greatest ever, but there's a big country behind him. So, there's always a demand for that. As far as like you said, how it's gonna fit or how it stacks up to the MCU, I don't know if you guys you can tell me. Is this kind of like a standalone for now?
Yeah, it's very self-contained. I feel like it doesn't have a lot of references. To other things.
I think when they're introducing new characters, they'll kind of be self-contained stories. But yeah, I mean, even this was almost like an ensemble movie with Wang, and then you see Hulk and Captain Marvel.
Right. One of my favorite MCU is The Winter Soldier, and you can remove that movie, and I feel like that's kind of like a self-contained movie as well. You can remove that, and the entire MCU would be fine.
I feel like you could with this too.
You could.
You could binge watch this. You could literally have this playing in the background all 24 hours a day, doing whatever you're doing, and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Are anybody out there Kung Fu Panda fans?
Yeah.
I think I've seen them. Yeah.
Is the greatest.
Yeah.
So every time they would go down and from the second film with the peacock and everything. Anyways, Poe would do this little move where he would take his leg, kick it back, and like sweep it across the back.
Yep.
And they did that so many times in this film, and every time I saw it, I was like, "It's freaking Kung Fu Panda."
Yeah.
I know it's like a legit.
They stole
It's like a legit move, martial arts move.
It's like the wushu fighting style. Wushu
but whatever it
style.
is,
I
just every time I saw it, I was thinking Jack Black.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane.
Yeah, and Toya brought up a good comment here, which Zai Lang, the graceful strength. Yeah, like I think it showed too. Like that's why I think they're gonna make her. I think she's just really compelling character, especially in the context of the end credits scene. Like, I just think what they're setting up with that, they obviously got plans for her character. They got big plans for Katie, Awkwafina's character too.
That was so amazing because he's like, oh, my sister's like dismantling everything our dad built. And then it goes over there and she's like fucking taking over.
I know.
She's just taking over.
Building something new.
Hell yeah.
So, Dean, what do you think? What do you think
new.
about Shang-Chi? Do you think he's, like, how does he fit in the new MCU, you think?
Oh, man. Dude, honestly, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Only because almost every character we've gotten up until now, with the exception of Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange, it's a bunch of people with fists, right?
Yeah.
They're like super strong. They have super strength. It's not very like what I would call like Dragon Ball Z powers, right? They fly and shoot lasers and shit. Like, so to have Shang-Chi, which is just a guy that fights, but now is given these rings where he is like a super powerful being. It's hard to see like how he fits in and where he's going to fit in moving forward. But the next movie we got up is the Eternals, and they've now gotten up off their asses for whatever reason. I guess we'll wait. We have to wait to see what the fuck's going on in that movie, because those are like mystic beings as well. Mm-hmm. So I guess we kind of have to see the next couple movies, like even with Spider-Man and the whole thing with Doctor Strange and the multiverse. And then even the Loki show with the multiverse, like what characters are coming out and how they all fit in. Like, I'm super excited because, again, I get all my shit from the movies and the shows. I'm not a comic guy, so I don't know what to expect. I know that, what's his name? The one that was teased at the end of Guardians 2, Adam Warlock,
yeah.
He's kind of like a super being, so maybe he comes into play later. I don't know.
Omega level superhuman being.
So I did research on him, so I kind of know about him now. So, dude, honestly, like, I couldn't tell you like where he fits in or how, but I'm excited.
Well, see, the thing is, the one thing about that I'm excited about is the simple fact that in continuity with the actual books itself, we could see him in, or even probably at a post-credit scene with, at the end of Spider-Man, No Way Home. And the reason why I say that is because he's also responsible for Spider-Man's fighting style, the way of the spider. So he actually taught him, a way of fighting. So you could actually tie that in together as well. Like,
I
that would be
honestly
incredible.
had no idea.
Like, if also got that knowledge, dude.
Yeah, the way of the spider is like, if you see like the way Spider-Man poses, the way he fights, like, this the fighting style. There was like a training, like, put it this way, like Shang-Chi literally in the books defeated the entire Avengers team himself without the rings, without anything. It was just that basically he has muscle reflexes, muscle memory, he's quick. He knows every form of martial arts, every style of martial arts that there is on Earth in general. So, like, he's just that good. So there's a lot with him and potential ways that they can actually tie him in, even with like the Avengers Initiative, like even with the Young Avengers. There's so many different things that they can do to actually even have him train. So it's going to be interesting to see where his journey goes, bro.
Yeah. I think
what I would have loved to have seen, tying this movie into other MCU, is because they mentioned the blip, right? And you kind of have to assume that these characters were alive, right? They didn't get snapped away. I would have loved to have seen Hawkeye as Ronin working for Winwu.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
And that's kind of why he was like in Asia, like taking down those Yakuza guys.
Yeah.
Like where he was.
That would have been fucking a cool tie-in.
That'd have been cool, but I think his whole thing was like taking down those type of people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's it. Like working for Winwu, taking down the competition.
Oh, but I think he would have been taking down everybody. He's like the Punisher.
I don't know, dude. Half the world's gone. Why not take over?
That's true.
Take over everything.
He was also in Japan.
Yeah, but I mean that's
part of Asia.
It is why
across a body of water. That's not that far.
Asia's not, just one entire. Okay.
Oh my god, dude, you're making this racial.
Yeah, Dean.
Ouch.
So here's what we'll do. All right, guys. So this is the perfect segue, I think, to talk about the Hot Toys Shang-Chi figure. So let me pull this up real quick because I know we all kind of referenced this a little bit and how spectacular it turned out. But I want to start with you, Optical, on this one. So what do you think about the Shang-Chi figure so far?
Man, just without seeing the movie, when I saw this right away, it's beautiful.
Oh no!
What the hell?
Calling for my cancellation in the chat.
Oh my God! Let's do it. Cancel Dean. Start it, guys.
Oh, we gotta
Start the
cancel
trend.
Dean, man.
Start the
Japan
trend. Cancel
and
Dean.
China, 2 different things, Dean.
He's going to be on Time Magazine next week. Y'all better watch
Yeah,
out.
I'm gonna be on your shirt next, dude.
I know.
Cancel Dean.
Hey, as long as it's not me, because Ryan's always trying to cancel me and ban me. So as long as it's Dean, I'll pass the torch.
I'm surprised, Dean, you lasted this long.
Yeah, right, Dean. You had a good run, Dean.
I did actually. Thank you guys.
So anyway, go ahead, Optical. Sorry.
Oh man, Doc just says it looks like me. I feel personally
It looks just like damn. That's a little
feel-
racial,
I
Doc.
feel personally attacked, Doc.
We're canceling everybody.
Yeah, we're canceling everybody. That kind of shit.
No, I mean, just by looking at it looks. I was surprised it was 250. Honestly, this looks like a 280 kind of figure, but I'm telling you, they're gonna push this. They're gonna push this hard.
Yeah.
So, but it looks good. I know people are gonna complain about the elbow, but it has to have that. It needs to bend a certain way. So there's no way you can do a single joint here like Bane. And even at that, it's probably gonna show up anyway. So I don't know. You guys watching the movie? Is there a way to cover this? Is there going to be an accessory that would cover that, like a
Cover what? Cover what now?
his elbow?
The elbow joint. I don't know. The thing is, it's crazy because I prefer it to be. I prefer the elbow joints with this figure instead of actually seamless, because like I said, you have to for what he can pull off in Optical. When you see the film, you'll understand.
Yeah, you'll get
For
it.
the stuff that he pulls off, we need to have. I mean, limitless flexibility and articulation with this figure, man. I was so happy to see that it wasn't, but at the same time, by the end of the film, when you see him get the 10 rings, that could also change things as well. But man, I'm super excited, bro.
Well, he's going to have a switch out forearm, right? So the Winwood's going to switch out forearm, so he's going to have the same thing.
He's going to have the same thing. Yep.
So I think they got that. That's one of the reasons why we have what we got.
You're right. And Optical, do you see yourself getting this figure if you like the film?
If I do like the film, yes, I'll do it.
Okay.
Especially that Doc says I look like him. So
Can you go?
No.
Can you go
I'll
ahead
just
and put a
hold it up.
deposit on it tonight because you're going to like it?
Yeah, maybe. Big Bad doesn't have deposits, so Optical's lucky.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
Yeah, you can go that
they
route.
probably already sold out. I don't. They go
Yeah,
pretty
maybe
quick.
so. So, Leo, what do you think? What do you think about this? I know you told me a little bit about Shang-Chi, but how excited are you for the figure?
Bro, we talked about this months ago,
Right.
months ago, that when they released this figure, it was just like a no-brainer for me. And it still is a no-brainer for me. And it's just like pretty much one of the best head sculpts I have ever seen. Like literally the way how well they've actually done this. But I talked about this, even on Friday with the 6 Scale Mafia, man. Like as excited as I am about this figure, at the same time, I have to be slightly cautious because I'm always like, okay, this is just a prototype. So everything that we see with this figure, head sculpt wise and everything, could change once it goes into production and we start seeing those production photos. So I'm like, yeah, let me just wait. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to get the figure regardless. I'm getting both him and Renwu. I'm getting both. Plain and simple. I mean, I couldn't wait for it. Shang-Chi fan number one. I can't wait to pose it. I already got the background selected. I got the diorama in mind of how I want to actually do this. But yeah, like this is an incredible piece. Like to have, again, like I said, I don't want, it does have to have like the replaceable forearms and stuff like that. I don't want it to be seamless at all. This is the one figure that I'm like, you know what? It doesn't have to be seamless. Because I want to be able to articulate this figure. I mean, in so many different ways. The fighting styles, it's incredible. Just his battle with Renwu, I have to have it, just that way. So I don't mind the way it is, but that head sculpt is impeccable, bro. And the pricing is damn good, bro. Like I'm like, yo, Hot Toys is like, yo, we hear you. You know what I mean? A lot of these other figures that we release, yeah, they've been high. So let's just kind of temper it down and give you a decent figure in worth the price and at a reasonable price. And I think that's what they done with this, man. So I'm super happy. I'm excited.
Yeah. So what do you think, Ryan? I know you're getting this, but I want to hear your thoughts.
I just want to know if I get blamed for his purchase of those figures.
Yeah.
Probably. You're like a
Because
scapegoat. You get
because the
blamed for
thing
most
is, when I review this figure, I'm wearing the shirt when you send it to me.
Nice. Well, I've got plenty of time to make it then, so we're good. We got plenty of time. The figure itself is a masterpiece, if that's what we get. So what they're showing us is great. It would have been nice to have a little branding on the shoes. I mean, that would have been cool.
Yeah, because he had on the ones. He had on the OG classic all black ones, bro, like the Jordan ones. Yeah.
Okay.
We knew that wasn't gonna happen though. So some third party person out there will make those and we'll get them. Yeah. But it's just, I think it would be tough to get one and not the other. Yeah. It would be. I don't know how you would choose father or son. You'd have to get both, I think. So, but the portraits are amazing. The tailoring looks like on Shang-Chi. It looks like it's that pleathery, rubbery style material, which, well, that kind of sucks. But everything about it looks fantastic. There's no way I would not purchase this figure, even if I didn't like the film all that much. This is too good to pass up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I agree. So, Dean, what do you think about this figure?
Oh, man, like I said earlier, even before I saw the movie, I was like, dude, these look incredible. Flawless, even. Near perfect. Chasing perfection, nearly getting there. I mean, the poses, the all the different hands, the head sculpt, again, like Leo said, like, it's a prototype, things change. Yeah. I remember the last one I got really excited about was Obi-Wan, episode 3.
Yeah.
And then when it came out, it was like, well,
it turned out really decent, but not prototype.
Right. Yeah. So I'm always hesitant after that. I'm always like, well, we'll see how it comes out. Now, Hot Toys is pretty good about delivering, not including that last Iron Man, as opposed to someone like 3-0 or Asmus. They'll like show like a really beautiful prototype and then it comes out and you're like, what is this? So I'm not too worried about that. That being said, $250, pretty good price point. A bunch of accessories we still don't know what they. Well, I mean, we have an idea, right? We all kind of know what's coming. Yeah. But how many was it? Was it 4 that were not shown or 5?
Let me go back. Hold on. It's a decent.
One of them's Grogu.
It probably is.
Yeah, no shit.
It's actually 4. It's got to be Morris. It's got to be the rings. It's got to be
the swap out arm.
The swap out arm. It has to be, and it might be the swishing motion with the. I think you're going to give us those.
Probably different effects like what Wenwu has. Yeah.
Because the Wenwu effects are. I'm not even like effects. Those look fantastic.
Yeah. So Dean, you're getting this figure?
Man, I want to. It's so far away though.
Yeah, you got time.
It's hard to say if I'm even going to be collecting Marvel that far, because my collection is mostly Star Wars. I have the main cast of the Avengers and then like Thanos, and so I don't know if I'm going to be wanting to fill up my shelf. But I mean, who knows? The next phase might be so fucking good. I'm fucking ordering figures left and right. So but I couldn't get this without the Wenwu because he is so much. I like him more, Yeah. But like even this guy's personality, like just like resonated with me. Like I thought he was so chill and like, damn, I want to be this guy's friend. Like,
he's a kung fu master, dude.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, even when he was, valeting cars, like I liked him. Like his personality came through.
He's very humble.
Yeah, and.
Well, when you can beat everybody on the planet in martial arts,
you're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong.
I mean,
pretty much.
But that's what I think.
You don't have anything to prove.
I love about Shang-Chi's character. I think he's just incredibly likable. I mean, like, I think he has all the traits of a hero that's likable, that's endearing, that's like someone that is really just, that I think that people can get behind. Like, even Tony Stark had a lot of flaws, and people loved him because he was charismatic and funny, even though he was very cocky and arrogant. But Shang-Chi is not that. Shang-Chi is very much. I feel like he's like Steve Rogers. Like I think he has a similar personality.
Yeah, he's like an Asian Steve Rogers.
He's definitely on a redemption journey.
Exactly.
For the simple fact that, like I said, his his ledger had red on it. You know what I mean? He did actually
like,
he did a couple of things for his father that he wasn't proud of, and that's pretty much one of the reasons why he left to start a new life. And this is mainly a redemption story for him. You know, it's starting that journey, and I really love, like I said, that I love the chemistry between him and Katie. I love that, man. It was beautiful to see on camera.
Let me ask you guys this, because I couldn't figure it out. I really couldn't put my finger on it. Because at the beginning of the movie, like, they're just friends. And, like, he makes it a point to say that to her grandmother. He's like, oh, we're just friends. We're not going to get married. But by the end of the movie, it seemed very much like, were they together at the end of the movie, or were they not? I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's like a wink, wink, nudge.
It's a hint
for now.
It's a hint, but it's a hint, but go back. If you ever get a chance, Dean, go back and you can even actually get, like, right now, even digitally, you can actually get, like, digital copies of his story, and you know, and some of the characters he was romantically involved with. So go back and read those, and you'll kind of get an inkling as to where it's going. But with Katie, I think that they want to kind of hint towards that, and I wouldn't mind that. I really, really wouldn't mind, because I love their chemistry.
Yeah, they were.
But
so
I just don't want. My thing is, I don't want it to be forced. I don't want it to be another Kylo Ren, Rey type of situation. I don't want that to be
Nobody
forced.
wants that, dude.
Nobody wants that. I want it to just basically be, you know, to whereas even if it's just more so we see them and their friendship just progress the way it does, just let it be that. But I don't, you know, we'll see how it actually ends up. But I just think it's going to be a beautiful story going forward. Huh?
Yeah, because
Jedha gets it. Jedha gets it.
Oh my God, Jedha, you're breaking my heart, bro.
Hold on, let me. I can. I don't know. How do I solo?
That handsome beard.
Oh, there we go.
Can only get you so far, my guy.
Although
I will say that figure looks so fucking good, dude.
It does.
I just wish I liked the sequel trilogy.
You don't have to like the.
You don't have to like the sequel.
I've got a freaking Hellboy figure. I've never even seen the movie. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Layout loves
that.
that.
But you
I know.
do like
I love that Hellboy.
Optical, you have Hellboy too, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Ryan. So getting Hellboy technically was not your fault. Getting Hellboy was Optical's fault. Because Optical basically told me about this figure, and he was like, "Yo, you'll love it, dude. Get it. Get it. Like, I got it. I love it, and I even watched his preview. It was decent. So yeah, it was technically his fault somewhat.
Nice. I'm off the hook for 1 out of 1,000.
Blame everything on Optical. So let's move on to Wenwu, because I can see in the chat, and from what you guys have told me from the panel here, like, Wenwu was very popular. I think he's going to be one of the most popular MC villains of all time, probably. I mean, I think he's going to be up there with Loki and Thanos, and you know, I think he's going to be.
You know what, bro? I put him on the same. I don't necessarily want to. Okay, let me take that back. No, I'm going to put him on basically the same platform as Killmonger.
Oh,
and the reason why I say that is because they both had a kill record. They've slaughtered nations. You know what I mean?
Killmonger was amazing, yeah.
Yeah, but by the end of it, you know, even though Killmonger still had an agenda, you know, we kind of sympathized with his character because he lost his father, the same way that Wenwu lost his wife. You know what I mean? So I put them in the same category as some of the greatest villains that the MCU has actually, like, introduced. So, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost that wife who was hot. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I think Wenwu, for me, if I go through all the Marvel films, it's a more generally or widespread association. It's something we could understand. Like Thanos.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Could you really understand going, oh crap, we're going to kill half the freaking universe? No. But you can see, hey, I mean, this guy literally had magic freaking alien rings. Mm-hmm. There is 100% reason why he would think he could get his wife back with all the magical crap going on. It 100%. I mean, he flew around. He's lived 1,000 years. He absolutely would think that he could get his wife back. It was a believable thing for him, and it was fantastic. So he's one of my favorites. Like Ironmonger, Obadiah. He was kind of a lame villain. He wasn't really
he was kind of surface level, very basic.
He was just like intro. Here's a little baby villain, right? This guy lived 1,000 years. He did crazy stuff, and he did it for a reason that is 100% relatable to anybody who has ever took a breath.
Yeah. And I think you guys hit the nail on the head on this one. I think Marvel has gotten really better about introducing their villains and making them more dynamic, like more complex. And I think Wenwu is just another huge step in the right direction with that. Like Killmonger, dude, like same deal. There's a reason. Like there's a tragic backstory there. There's a reason why he is the way he is. Like there's his story is very complex. And same with Wenwu's. Like Wenwu's. You can even like he's a villain you can sympathize with. I mean, you really can. You see he does some bad things for sometimes good reasons, sometimes bad reasons. He's a guy who's lived a long time, and you're bound to make mistakes if you've lived that long. So I mean, he's very complex, and I think that's why people love him. But it's the same deal. I always bring up Loki. Like Loki's very complex. And I think that's why people resonate. He resonated with people so much. So this figure, I think.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Will.
No,
sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, can you imagine if they did a standalone Thanos film and we got to dive down into his thought process?
I would love that.
Deep,
yeah.
And then they went through the phase 3.
Yeah.
Like that would have changed everything.
That would have been really cool, actually.
Yeah. It would have gave us especially would have gave like a lot of like non-comic book fans an idea as to his agenda and like why it was so, personal for him.
Yeah, because I get what you guys are saying. And Ryan, I think you make a good point about Thanos, but I think like you don't you understand why Thanos is doing it just when he explains to Doctor Strange the Titan situation, like what happened to his planet. You understand it on those terms. You're like, okay, like if I was in his shoes, I might feel the same way. Like, but you don't like sort of empathize with him wanting to kill half of the life in the universe. But you understand why he feels that's necessary. So that's I think what Wenwu does. I think he just he's heartbroken. I mean, there's a reason to he has a very strong motivation for doing what he's doing, even though the thing is, what's really brilliant about the film is we don't really know that for sure that he's wrong, until the very end. We're told by the people in the village, like, oh, he's full of shit, basically, like he's wrong, like they're speaking to him, but we don't know who's telling the truth or not. So that's the thing was really interesting. I thought maybe they were going to turn that on its head and be like, Wenwu actually was telling the truth and she is back there. That would be an interesting twist. But nonetheless, I think this figure.
I will tell you, there's one thing that took me out of the film.
Yeah.
One thing that took me out of the film was when Katie, they get into the village and Katie grabs a bow and arrow to go practice. It was so obvious she was going to take the saving day shot. It was just.
Oh yeah.
You saw that one from freaking Pluto, man. It was so far out. Yeah. And I'm going. I mean, you have to have a setup and a payoff. I get it, but that was just like she just learned it, and all these villagers who have been there for thousands of years who are trained to do this, and she just gets lucky and takes
she gets the lucky shot. Yeah.
And I'm like,
she nailed it.
I mean, she had to have some purpose, I guess, in the film other than the comedic relief and help move the story along. But I felt like it would have been nice to see maybe the ant, take the shot, or I would have liked somebody else to tackle the dragon.
I get what you mean. Yeah, but whatever. As far as Wenwu the figure goes, let's start actually from the bottom to the top here this time. Dean, feel me? I know you're a Wenwu guy. You're telling me.
Oh, dude,
are you getting this Wenwu figure?
Such a Wenwu guy. Dude, I want to because we hardly get villains, right? We've got Ultron, Loki, who's arguably not a villain, Thanos. Hella, we really don't get a lot, at least as much heroes. So to have this is such a great piece, and then you obviously, if you get this, you have to get Shang-Chi, right? So if I'm on the fence about Shang-Chi, if I get this, I have to get Shang-Chi. So again, I have to wait and see where I'm at because isn't this the first figure that's slated for 2023?
They're both slated at the same time. But,
are they? Okay.
Yeah, January to March of 2023.
So it's like, that's tough, dude, because that's what, $500 in January?
I wouldn't be shocked if they dropped this one first, just to see, get people to get it, and then wait for Shang-Chi like maybe a month or two later. Wouldn't be surprising, but.
But dude, it's so. One, it looks fantastic. Like, no part about this figure looks like it's. I think I was real nitpicky. I was like, I would have preferred like boots with actual laces. And I know a lot of people hate that, but I just think like plastic boots look kind of weird.
Gotcha.
But that's like, again, super nitpicky.
Hey man, I got plastic boots. What you trying to say?
Trying to drop a message.
I got the Velcro, baby.
I was like, look,
Velcro
I could replace them like right now, right? That's not like the end of the world.
Speaking of, I might have a pair of Velcro boots too, Ryan. Sorry, Dean, but
Every
now
cool
that you said
person
that, I was
has
like, I think I
Velcro.
do have a pair actually.
Yeah, that's right. There's still hope for you if you do.
Okay, there we go. I'm on the right path. So, Dean, you're thinking about getting this figure then?
100%. Because he was so cool.
Yeah.
I like.
Dude, Dean,
I
that
wanted
opening
him
scene
on screen the whole time.
That opening scene of him as like the Mandarin, where he takes on that army. Oh, I was like, Jesus, the stage is set. I was like, that scene. I was like, all right, this is a serious movie right here.
Yeah, dude, that was a really good opening and a real good introduction to this character.
Was anybody else waiting on him to yell freedom right before he knock all his archers?
Yeah. It almost kind of reminded me of Lord of the Rings or something. Like Lord of the Rings.
It was very Lord of the Rings. Yeah, good call.
Very
Yeah.
ministerial.
Or even Game of Thrones, you know, because what was it called? Ramsay tried to do that to Jon. Remember, like lure him out in the middle of the field and just fire arrows at him. That's what they kind of did to the Mandarin. It didn't work. But,
he just like swatted all their arrows.
yeah,
out
he
of
was
this
just
guy.
like, nah, son, I got 10 rings.
You got to wonder why he didn't just take care of the whole army by himself and just have his guy. Like, why did any of his guys die and fight? Like, just handle it, and we'll be back here drinking coffee.
I just got like hella chills because that's like such a good opening to the movie, a good introduction to the character, and a good introduction to the rings themselves, like showing you what they're actually capable of. God, I gotta see this fucking movie again, guys.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm going.
I wish it was coming on
like
Disney
this.
Plus now instead of
I know.
1.5
And
now,
for
because I really don't want to
Justin,
pay
too, man.
$20 to go see it 14 more times. You know?
Right, yeah.
Oh,
But,
Ryan, you gotta get
Daryl's
that Regal
right.
Unlimited. You gotta get that Regal Unlimited, Ryan.
Oh, that's right. I should do that. Daryl Smith Jr. says, my man fell in love during a fight. Epic.
Collector's
It was
Mingle,
great.
baby. Collector's Mingle.
This figure looks fucking stunning.
Yeah.
The character itself
Regal
is
Unlimited.
cool.
Cheers.
Amazing.
Regal
It's a good,
Unlimited,
for real,
exactly.
man. It's like, I think I pay $24 a month. It's unlimited movies.
Yep,
So
I play $21 per month. I get, I think I get 10 free. What is it? Yeah, it's unlimited. I think.
I think it's unlimited.
And on top of that, you get 10% off of like snacks and.
Well, it's the
stuff
first
like
movie
that,
I've been to in 2 years in the
Yeah,
theater.
that's true.
Yeah.
So
Do you guys get? Are you guys concession guys? Optical? Do you get concessions? You have kids, so you probably do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
I got a
man.
fiance. I have to.
I sneak that shit in.
See, I ride solo, so I don't have to get anything.
You bring
So-
your own snacks, man.
Well,
Oh,
the
shit.
concessions don't supply bourbon though. So.
Some theaters do. Some theaters do, but they have. I think Alamo Drafthouse they do, but I think they have bouncers in there because people will drink in and get kind of rowdy.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah. So Ryan, I'll go with you next on this one though. What do you think about this Wenwu?
When I first saw it, again, I saw the figures before I saw the trailer, saw the movie, I saw everything, and the first thing I thought was, "This looks badass. This is sculpt-wise, 100% perfect. The accessories, there's no reason not to buy this if you are a Marvel fan. There's no other than budget reasons. That's a good reason, but just to not get it because he clearly is not going to show up again. This, if you want Wenwu, this is it. He ain't coming back. He gone, right? Shang-Chi, there ain't no telling what the heck we get. He might be the next Mandalorian for all we know. We got 17 different armors going on. I don't know, but this right here is great. I would have loved to seen him in. I know this is probably going to be third-party stuff. I would love to have seen him in like the more the older ancient armors. The horse and the whole thing. I think that would have been pretty sweet.
Or two head sculpts. Give us one with the long hair.
That would've
What he
been
had.
long hair.
Yeah.
That'd been cool.
I mean, I could totally see him chilling in the background just with a suit, with a jacket and a shirt unbuttoned at the top and whatever, kind of like Will, and with his blazer.
Yeah, there you go.
I could totally see that happening. And there's no way I'm not getting this, and I will blame myself for that. I will own it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Leo, what do you think? I know you're getting this figure, but fill me in on your thought process.
Man, like I mean, it's an amazing piece, and like Ryan said, for anybody who is on the fence about it, you got to keep in mind that this is a villain. This is a character we're not going to actually see, going forward unless it's in flashbacks, unless the multiverse produces a different version of this individual person. So you never know. But I mean, the likeness is so uncanny. Like, bro, these two figures look they look realistic. Like, it's just them shrunk down to this scale. Beautiful pieces. The accessories that you get with this figure is amazing. The tailoring, everything. Like, I couldn't, it's something you can't ask for a better rendition, and to have something like this in hand. Granted, you're not going to see it to 2023, which gives people time to kind of like save up or put it on a payment plan if you want to. If you want it day one, there's something to think about as well. Just depending on how you do it. I know where I'm not getting these figures from, but anyway, yeah, like it's pretty amazing to finally have these figures in hand and have them in front of us. And it looks like, what, to be quite honest, because we had a conversation, I think, Ryan, we had a conversation, or we were talking about this on the show before, and we was like, yo, where's Shang-Chi? And you were like, hold up, just pump the brakes, just wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's coming. I think that this is probably something, I mean, and this is like, come on, man, this is the China market. They want this thing to be perfect because, number one, this is like a theatrical debut. This is something that speaks towards the culture. And if we're going to do it, we're going to do it big. We're going to do it right. Because you even seen that both actors actually have the figures in hand. Like, they took pictures with these figures. Mm-hmm. So it just makes sense. Like, Howard was like, yeah, we're going to push this motherfucker down the road until we get what we want. Like, this right now, they wanted this to be, out there, fleshed out. They wanted, great representation. And I think this is exactly what they did, man. So these pieces all day, every day. Like, it's a no-brainer to get them in hand. And like this, the effect pieces are crazy, like literally crazy, bro. Like, they are so good, and it looks well done. Like, there's a lot of effects pieces that I will not use because I'm like, yo, it just looks cheesy, cheap. I'm just not gonna do it. But this right here, it looks amazing, bro. Like, it looks crazy. Like, if you even had like a watery background, or if you put this character in certain, it just looks amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
It does. So, Optical, what are you thinking, man? Are you thinking you're going to see the film and then get this one? What's your thoughts?
By the way you guys are describing it, looks like I'm going to get this. I mean, both.
Just order it now. Yeah, order it now.
Yeah,
I mean, the ultimate enabler,
dude.
It's got a $26.50 NRD at Big Bad. Both of them each, so you can just go ahead and make that happen.
If we can just do a super chat, and we'll just.
There you go. I'll drop the super chat that Bob Dylan gave us. I'll send it over.
No, man, but this is Hot Toys right here. I mean, this is the baseline price for Hot Toys, right? $250. You're not going to find anything lower than $250 nowadays. And the head sculpt is amazing. I mean, I guess King Shark, but that's technically not a typical Hot Toys release. But $250, that's as low as you could get. The only thing missing from here is another head sculpt, and you got a throwback Hot Toys from 2013, which is beautiful head sculpt, a lot of accessories. It is movable. You can move it. You can see from the pictures that you can articulate this. I mean, this is Hot Toys at its finest. The only thing I can see this is I don't know. I have no inside information here, but I feel like it's going to be overproduced because this is their backyard. This might be more than Mark 50 for all we know, and this might be like a Tim Sense special down the line because they got to fulfill all those orders from Asia as well. So this is one of those things where it's really cool. I don't know. You might, if you wait a little bit, you might get a deal. Maybe.
Yeah.
But is it die cast? Because that's what everyone wants to know.
It should be.
Are the rings die cast?
The rings, I think, Optical, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on everyone else on this one too. The rings, I think those are going to be sculpted to the forearm, right? Like they're you don't slide them on. Yeah.
There's one of them. It's a switch out whole forearm.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back and find that. Yeah, because I think I remember that as a switch out forearm. I hate switch out forearms, guys.
Yeah,
like those. You guys know the lightsaber arms on the Star Wars figures. God, I hate those. I never use them because I feel like I'm gonna break the figure.
I thought it were gonna be like a Captain Marvel kind of thing, where you just take it out and kind of slide it in. But I guess it makes sense if it's switch out forearms.
But this is something you would switch out once and you're done. Like, who's gonna display it without the rings? So.
Yeah, you're definitely going to put them on with the like energy effects because they just look too cool. And that one, I didn't even realize he has the one with him holding the rings too. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that is badass. And you could like, I know, Leo, you're going to make. The problem is they're probably not going to fit in a DTOF if you do it that way. But a sick diorama of them holding the rings against each other, like that's. But I don't know if you could fit them in a DTOF that way.
I actually have.
Yeah, maybe.
I have a customs guy who's actually creating the back setting with the wall where the demon was actually hosts. So he's going to actually create that for me from scratch. It's going to cost a penny, but he's going to do it for me. So I'm going to have them in front of that wall. The Dragon Scales chamber that actually had that House of Demon. So he's going to do it for me. He's definitely, they're not going to fit in the detail of doing it the way you would want him to do it.
Right.
But yeah, like, but if you have the module cases, they'll fit in there. So,
there you go. See, that's what I need.
True story.
There you go.
Ryan, do you have module cases?
I do not. Not yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not yet. I'm on the fence. I've been building things.
All right. Do I need to solo you, Ryan?
Yeah.
That's up to you.
So,
wow.
Right. So I guess I can get out of the way. Put him more in the
that figure is actually really good.
It is.
It's quite fantastic. The head sculpt is great.
Yeah.
He's got the glasses that he clearly still has. Maybe that was the other thing I was watching. Anyways, yeah, it's great. The tailoring is. If you want this figure, you better get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
I
paid like $120 for this at a con.
Yeah.
So it was just no brainer for me to get. And I honestly just wanted the chair. But it's quite fantastic. And I would highly recommend somebody go and pick this up if you want it. Because I don't think we're going to get one outside of this. I don't, I could be wrong. But
the enabling happens on this channel.
Optical, don't you have that figure? I thought you did.
Shirt.
Dude, they can't give that away back in the day.
I know, man. It's like a first order stormtrooper.
I bought one for back in the day. They didn't slash down the price, but they give you like points, so it came out to like $80.
Oh my god!
And there was no tax back then. I still felt ripped off initially.
Now though, once you see the film though, Optical, you'll find out for sure. Like Ryan's saying, Trevor Slattery is going to be like people are going to want this figure.
Dude, bro,
like on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
on Disney Plus. Go watch All Hail the King.
Yeah,
go watch that on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yeah,
and you'll get my Chucky.
It was a good figure. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great looking figure. Just it's kind of like Electro. I mean.
Yeah, kind of like
Electro was a good looking figure, but it just no one cared about the character.
And bro, Trevor, like seriously, Trevor, bro, in the film, like seriously, like in certain scenes, he stole the show,
Trust
bro.
me,
like
he's funny as shit.
He is funny as shit, especially during the battle scene, bro. I cried during that scene. It was so funny, bro. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's funny. Morris was he's like, I'm acting.
Yeah, they were meeting Morris, and he goes, "Oh, you see him too?" He thought he was hallucinating because he'd done so much drugs. He just thought he was hallucinating.
Yeah,
Trevor Ben Kingsley really does steal the show,
bro. Ben Kingsley, if he hasn't already convinced people of range in films, he killed it in this film, bro. He did. It was incredible.
Guys, we're about to go to a new release here. And this one is going to be super interesting, and I want to start with Optical on this one. We're going top to bottom again. So
before I tackle that, Michael is improving his Mark 46.
Did you see that? It's like Mark 46 Inception. I see this comment. Man. I know he just chains it.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Michael, you are a true saint. Hot Toys is going to reissue it one day, and he's going to be a very happy man.
And you're not going to hear from him again.
I saw somebody on Facebook was selling a Mark 46 for like $360 or $370 shipped the other day.
Damn.
I didn't buy it because I didn't want it. But
Kingdom.
Yeah, so there are deals out there if you really, really want it, or if you just want it to be released. I have a feeling like he doesn't even want to buy it; he just wants it to be released. He doesn't even want it.
Yeah. God, so Optical, what do you think about this Venom,
dude? Okay, we talk about this a lot, a lot. We did. Maybe like every day.
Probably we're gonna continue to talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna continue to talk about it. But I love it. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, I almost pulled the trigger on this one, but you kind of, you had this compelling argument about this that I probably would wait till the movie comes out because we both have the idea that we don't want to get Mando Beskar-ized.
Yep.
Meaning the movie might come out and he does have that, spider in his chest. And if that happens, that feels like Mando Beskar all over again. I don't mind if the movie comes out and he doesn't have the spider on his chest, and let's say they send another Venom with the Tom Hardy head sculpt with its changing. I don't even mind that. I could live without that. But the spider on the chest, if it comes out, I don't want to be able to sell this and buy that 2 years from now or whatever the case is, because if that comes out, people would probably notice that Hot Toys would get another one, and you would sell this for a mere $250. Because people would want that, the definitive one with a spider on their chest. But other than that, if the movie comes out and he doesn't have that, I'll buy this right away. after I've seen the movie. But,
and I think you're right, Optical. Like, and one thing you and I have talked about a lot, I just feel like even if they don't go the spider on the chest route, they're going to make a second Venom, and I bet you at minimum it's probably going to come with a Tom Hardy half like head sculpt with Venom, right?
Yeah.
Like a transitioning Venom, like kind of like the third party did. Like it'll be something like that, or it'll be like a Venom where it's like an improved body where it just looks a little bit better. Like something will be different. Like you said, that they'll Beskar man to it. There's a reason they pushed this one out early.
Or they might do a 2-pack, because how the reception of the people here, because initially, remember when it came out, people were like, oh, it looks like a big Marvel Legends.
Right, exactly.
And now we've seen the pictures and we're like, oh man, I want this. It's great. Yep. And then what if the movie is even better, like the one with Carnage? So they can practically come out with a DX, or I don't know, whatever the case is, and then they have like a 2-pack with a separate body. But even if they do that, I might still get this. I just don't want to get burnt again, because like the hard part is the selling part, right? As much as possible, I don't want to sell, but I don't want to have an inferior product as well, but hopefully we'll see it soon. I don't know. Is the movie supposed to come out?
I think it comes out like middle of October.
All right. So I guess we'll find out soon. And then after that, I'll just, it's either I'm going to pull the trigger, I'll just wait.
Yeah, because we got time to think about it, because I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I really like the look of this figure. There's some things I don't like about it, like the shoulders, and that's part of the reason I've never bought a Hawk, which we'll talk about the new Hawk, but I never bought like an Avengers or Age of Ultron Hawk, because like the shoulders and the legs kind of bothered me a little bit. And like it does kind of, there's no way around it, kind of looks a little Marvel Legends-ish. But the sculpt and the paintwork on this is incredible, so I'm excited to see what everyone else thinks. But Leia, what do you think? I think you're getting this Venom, right?
Yeah, I'm actually get it. It's Venom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I love Venom too.
And it's it's within the Spider-Verse. I can't not get this figure, because it is a 6 scale figure. And who knows when who knows what we'll get. I mean, they could push this. I mean, I know there was someone who said earlier during the week, they have they think that they might release this. We might actually see him don the Spider-Man logo in the film. I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I really don't. I think they want to keep it as far as away from that as possible for right now, because the thing is, you would also have to explain it. But as far as the piece is concerned, my only thing is, and again, is just, and it's minor, it's not really major. I mean, I'm gonna get the figure regardless, but my only thing was, watching or looking at this particular figure, I just wish they would have went the same route that they did with Hellboy, right? With the ingenuity when it came to that figure, like the seamless arms. But it was still effective. That figure still holds up, and it will hold up for some time. You know what I mean? And the detail on it, it's weighted, but it's weighted for a reason, because of how they actually used it and utilized it. And but at the same time, Venom is a bit more agile than Hellboy is. So I'm guessing, like, if you wanted to get that full articulation when it comes to this character, you can do it that way. But at the same time, I wish they would have did that. But besides that, I'm going to get it, especially with the accessories that comes with it. The swap out head sculpts, why not? I mean, it just makes sense, to go ahead and get this piece. But it's just, to me, it's beautiful. I mean, is anybody who's a sucker for Spider-Man, of course, you know what I mean? Like, and if you're a Spider-Man fan, it's not something that you're going to actually pass up on. So, hopefully I'll have this by my birthday.
I hope so,
I know Toy's watching. She's watching right now. So.
Oh yeah, maybe she'll get you a first batch one. Yeah. There we go, Toy. Make this man happy. So Jedha, what do you think about this? What do you think about Venom? I know you're probably getting it, but because you're the ultimate.
Mine's already shipped. Yeah, mine is currently in Memphis, Tennessee. So yeah. So there was no way. I would like to address the spider symbol thing for a little bit.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of time to wait and order this figure.
Yeah. See
the film and then order it. It's not going to sell out now. It's not going to do that just because a bunch of reviewers do videos and it appears to look good. I don't know. It's not going to sell it now. Wait till you see the film. I'm with Leo. I don't see them adding Spider-Man into the mix. I just don't see it. But I do want to show you one thing. So let me see if I can't do this. Chrome tab. So Jenkin Wong actually unboxed this thing the other day.
Yep.
Notice the size of the freaking scythe arm.
Mm-hmm.
It is huge. Absolutely. This guy is Venom Pool size. Like Venom Pool's
huge.
Huge. That scythe is insane. And the accessories and that photo you pulled up first, Will, with all of the symbiotes and everything going on.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
If for anything, if all you did was take it out of the box, pose it like that, and stick it on a shelf, it's a win.
It's a win.
I mean, so villain wise, we've got Mysterio. If you go to third party, you got Doc Ock, you've got Green Goblin, you got Vulture. If you want to spend the dough and get the Vulture, we're getting a Venom. There's no way if you have a Spider-Verse that you don't get a Venom. It's insane. If you want to play the long game and say, look, I think in Venom 3 he might meet up and wait 7 years before you get an awesome figure, that's fine. But I don't think the rationale of unless it's for budgeting reasons, I always throw that out. If it's for budgeting reasons, I understand.
Yeah.
If it's just for the symbol, I think you'd be missing out. So,
I get what you mean. Yeah, I think it's always tricky with this kind of stuff too, because like this is a very so I mean it's like a $400 figure. So whereas most hot toys are like $250, $270, like this one's because it's big. Venom's a big a big character and a big figure. So to me, like to spend that amount of money, I do feel like you have to really love this figure. I mean, like I feel like if you have to really love Venom. Like I didn't love the film, but film aside, I love Venom. Like I love Venom in the film, and I love the character of Venom. So
I didn't particularly like the film myself.
Yeah,
but
right. I think most people it made a lot of money. I feel like it's pretty divisive though in terms of how the film was received. But the figure undoubtedly looks great. It just I think Lael was exactly right. I really wish they went the Hellboy route with this. I think that would have made a huge difference for me because I could deal with the legs. The legs, if the shoulders were like Hellboy route and it was perfectly seamless like that, and the legs were kind of like more Marvel Legends list, I could have dealt with that. I think I could have been okay. But the fact that they're both like that, the sculpt looks incredible, both of them. It's just I can't get over the shoulders and the legs. They're bothering me a little bit. I don't think in person I would have a major problem with it. But if I'm going to drop $400, I'm going to wait a little bit. Like Optical was saying, a Tim Cent special. Maybe I'm waiting for this guy to drop to $350 or drop.
I agree.
To
Anything you get price point wise that crosses that 400 realm,
right? It's got to be
your market diminishes. So yeah, I think you're 100%.
And
right.
like I mean, and I was going to say, if you could find one, you could get like a PS4 digital for that price. So I mean, like there's a lot of things like we as collectors I think sometimes lose sight of that. Like 400 is a lot of money to drop.
I'm still rocking a PS2. Don't make fun of me.
You got to get the PS5, dude. PS5. I paid mine on eBay though, so I paid a lot more. But anyway, so Dean, what do you think about this Venom?
I think it looks incredible. I love figures that kind of break the mold. They're not the same body with a different head sculpt. They're like completely unique. No part of this figure we've seen before, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jedha said, that fucking scythe is like the size of a regular figure. Like that's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge fan, especially if you're gonna use joints like you said on the shoulders and the hips. Just put them on the elbows and the knees too, because that's gonna give out so fast. So odd choice there. I think you're right. I think the Hellboy route would have made more sense. But okay, I could look past it. Tons of accessories. I think it looks great. Again, shelf presence, so cool. For me, yeah, it's kind of one of those things where he doesn't really fit in anywhere on my shelf. I mean, I could put him with the Spider-Man, but until I see it on screen, it's going to make me, like, it's just going to bug me, right? Because my Spider-Man is the MCU Spider-Man. So, hopefully we see him in, like, the next movie or maybe even Venom's next movie. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Who's your favorite Aunt May?
Oh, Marissa Tomei.
Oh yeah, that's not even a question. Dean.
I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
Coming from the guy that said that the mom was hot, or
talking about a mom and now an aunt.
Yo, Marissa Tomei is my number one of all time ever. My friends always ask me like, "Yo, would you rather so-and-so or Marissa Tomei?" I'm like, Marissa Tomei. Why is that even? Yeah. Don't even come at me with that.
Don't even bring that question to the table.
Yeah, dude. Like it's Marissa Tomei. It always is.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah, but this figure is so cool. Again, like the fact that it's not just a a generic body with different accessories and clothes, right? It's completely unique. We've never seen it before. I love that. It's just so cool. And we got it actually relatively fast, which is kind of surprising. Like from when it was announced to it shipping, I was like, oh wow, it's already coming out.
Came out really quick.
Real quick. Yeah, I think this is great. I don't know if I'll add it to my collection, but I mean, Venom's fucking cool. He always has been. So
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Will, isn't that your theory why it came out early?
Yep, that's my theory. So that's kind of my thing. I do feel like I agree with you, Optical, on this one, and I think Ryan said the same thing. I do think people should wait on this one a little bit. If you really want Venom, go for it. If you got this guy on pre-order and you love Venom and you love the look of this figure, buy it, no doubt.
It's good regardless.
But if you're on the fence, I would say hold out a little bit, because I think Ryan's right, and Optical too. I don't think this is going to sell out anytime soon. If it does, then you can blame me for it. But I do feel like it's better safe than sorry, because I think we all learned, personally, I think we learned a lot from the Beskar Mando situation. I think we learned what can happen sometimes when you get too antsy, and like we as collectors don't always think about the future that much. So like we want it now and we want it as soon as possible, but I just feel like there's a reason they push this out early. Maybe we don't get the spider on the chest, maybe we do, but the second figure is probably going to be almost undoubtedly better in some way. So like maybe they do the Hellboy shoulders on the second figure. Maybe they give us a Tom Hardy head sculpt that's like transitioning. Like I said, something that's going to be better, right? So you might wait 2 years, but at the same time, you might like I think get a better quality figure. So I'm kind of with you, Optical, in that mindset. I do feel like I want the best and I'm willing to wait for it. So if I feel like I'm going to get a better figure with the second one, I'm going to hold out another month at minimum. So
I'm just waiting for the spider symbol, man. Like as soon as they showed there's that, because the shoulders doesn't really bother me that much. I just don't have room for two Venoms. Because imagine if I buy it, and then that comes with they're going to come out with that, and now I can't sell this now for at least close to 300. So now I'm going to have to take a loss, and and all that stuff. There's a lot of figures coming out between now and maybe let's say that's 2 years from now. That I'll be fine. Not having.
And it all depends on how good the film is.
That's true.
If the film tanks, nobody's going to want this.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
For $400.
I think you're right, though. I think Marvel right now is a little bit, the stock is a little bit down, but it could go up. So Marvel figures are like from Hong Kong sellers, like dipping over time for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Rescue, the Iron Man, like even Hulk, it's going to go down. Mysterio eventually go down. Endgame Thor. Like, so I think you guys got the right idea. I'm going to wait on this a little bit. I think I do want it, but I want to see the film. I want to see Carnage. I want to see what's going to happen with that. I want to see because I've always been of the mindset, and I know Justin said Sony didn't really merchandise Venom all that much, but studios like money. That's why characters' outfits change in every film. And I get Venom's skin is his skin, but something could be different for them to make more money with merchandising.
Or we get Carnage.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to get Carnage. I would be shocked if we did. Even if the film tanks, I think they'll probably make two figures from the next film, another Venom and a Carnage. I would be surprised if they didn't, but
he doesn't like the red one. So
and you have a photo, Sherry, and see, there it is.
Just trying to help Optical out so he can go ahead and go see the film.
Optical, go see it, dude.
No, I might see another film tonight.
She has an OnlyFans? Is that what it is?
Yeah, how much longer is the stream?
Hey, how it goes. You search for 2 hours. You do it for 10 minutes.
Oh my God. So guys, we have another release to talk about here.
You know what I'm talking about. You spend more time searching for the right one.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. I feel like we've went off the rails here a little bit.
You started laughing.
This is what happens, Dean.
Is this where we change our day rates?
Yeah, I think so. This is where we lose our monetization. That's what happens. So, guys, let's talk about this Hawk here. This Hawk has been, I think, a little bit criticized, but a little bit, I think reviewers are liking it for sure, but I think the general public is sort of split on it. Not so much on the figure, just on the character. So I want to hear, we'll start from the top again. Optical, what do you think about this Endgame Hawk?
I mean, I love Endgame, so maybe I'm a little bit biased here. I want to get this. We all know what happened to Hulk there, but if you're just collecting Endgame, I don't know. He's $375. He's not priced too, it's not too outrageously priced. I mean, he is all Hulk anyway, even though he's smaller. You get a nice representation. It's not the ultimate Hulk. Like if you're just going to have one Hulk for your collection, this is not it. But if you want to, put him right next to your Endgame, line, if you already have that, then I think, you'll be satisfied. But if you've never owned any Hulk, and you have this idea that, hey man, this is gonna be good. No, this is not. You're not gonna be good with this. If you just need one Hulk, this wouldn't be it. Either you wait for the 2012, if they even announce that, or you go to eBay and get one. But would it satisfy your need for now? It might. He's big. He's bigger than other. The head sculpt is actually better than the other Hulk. But this is not the Hulk that you're looking for if you're new. So at $375, it's up to you if you want to gamble. Put it with your collection and whatnot. If you are gonna buy this, I would say this might be a Tim Cent special again.
Mm-hmm.
If you just wait a little longer, every Marvel kind of goes down. Just even if you just get free shipping, because this is a big guy. You might be able to snag this for like 300, 320. So I don't think you need to rush out and buy this.
No.
Yeah. What do you think, Leo?
I'm not getting this figure at all.
Okay.
I'm just zero. I have zero interest in it. Period. I had zero interest in the character in the film after what they did. And again, like I said, I'm a Hulk fan. Like, I am an incredible Hulk fan. The true Hulk. Whether it's Maestro Hulk, Will Breaker Hulk. Whether it's even like even Smart Hulk in the film. In the books, was treated a lot better than this version. Like, I have zero interest in this figure because of how they treated him. And there's only a few things we actually seen him grab while he was in New York, grab a motorcycle, throw it. Him do the snap, him come in and maybe throw one of the Chitauri out in the air in space. It was minimal. What we got. Granted, he was responsible for the snapping, of people back in existence, but I don't like the figure. I don't even like the execution of this figure. I don't like the way it looks. Like, it's just, to me, not something that, if I want a Hulk, honestly, a true Hulk, I'll go back to, either whether it's the original, Avengers, or if it's, Age of Ultron, I'll go back to that. I don't. This one at all, I just have zero interest in this particular figure. And on top of that, if you compare, bro, because I've seen the video and I've seen a couple of different posts where they actually have this one posed up against those figures, and the height difference is extremely noticeable. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, granted, Smart Hulk, so he wouldn't be as menacing as the Hulk that we know, but even still, it was just. It made no sense. And I get, but I also even know why the Russo brothers did it. And it was basically because of licensing issues, because they couldn't do too much with the Hulk, based on the simple fact that they still don't have the licensing for it. I don't know if they have it now finally, but I think it's still under negotiation, because the thing is, they would have to, I think possibly it is, or it has gone through, because we are going to see Namor, or supposedly we're going to see Namor in the Black Panther movie, which Namor was packaged with Hulk, I think, for Universal, or I think it was one of those companies, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I even when they announced this figure, I didn't even pre-order it. I had no interest in pre-ordering. I can care less whether or not he completes my Avengers or Endgame stand. I just don't want it at all. Like, I just don't. And that's no slight against anybody else who might want to get this figure and might think it's decent. You might think it's decent. That's fine. Me, myself, in my opinion, I just don't want it. Like, it just doesn't fit my scheme of where I would actually want to see my display, or even have a Hulk. I don't, put it this way, I don't have one yet, and I don't want this to be my first one.
I think I'm in the same boat as you, Leo. I don't have a Hulk either, and I think I'm holding out, like Optical said, for an Avengers reissue or an Age of Ultron reissue or something like that. Ryan, what do you think? Are you getting this?
That would be a hell to the no.
So we got a consensus, it seems like.
This is literally the only Hot Toys release this year that I'm not getting.
Yeah.
That'll tell you something. And the price point doesn't bother me. It's a Hulk figure. It is taller. It is scaled properly with the other figures based on the film. It's scaled properly. But it is smaller. I mean, Gladiator Hulk is like 19 inches. It's huge. I've got him in the other room. I would go with that one, or I'd go the Age of Ultron Hulk.
Yeah.
Which I'm on the hunt for, a Age of Ultron Deluxe Hulk, because he's got to switch up towards him. But that one's stupid price. I'll find a deal on it. This is not the Hulk. If you excuse me, if you're going to get one Hulk, like you guys said, this is not the one. I don't like the pajamas. I don't need to complete the in-game set. I don't need it to do that. So for me, I'd rather buy 2 more clones. And this will 100% end up on the clearance rack. 100%. It will be talking about this next year when it's free shipping and $12 off with those who shall not be named. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, no.
Hard pass.
Yeah. What do you think,
Hard
Dean?
pass.
What do you think about this Hawk?
Pretty much just what everyone said. Like, if you need a Hulk, this ain't it. It's like, it would have been cool if he came out with like at least like a swap out top where he like doesn't have a shirt, but then he's got these like goofy ass pants and like half socks, and then his hands are all like, I just don't get it. Single songwriter in the chat said it would have made much more sense if this was a team suit.
Yeah.
Hulk, because it would have matched the Tony. Now you couldn't have done the snap with the glove, so like I get why they did this, but also like why?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like not. I think the likeness is really good. They updated the sculpts. Again, fantastic. I think it looks great. It is a kind of it's a little small compared to Avengers Hulk. It's like a head shorter. I don't know about with that Ragnarok Hulk. That looks amazing.
Yeah, because
that's a beast. That is a beast, bro.
See, I think you guys are right. I think that figure and then Age of Ultron and Avengers are much better figures than, like, you guys all hit the nail on the head, Dean. I think you said it too. Like, this, if you have one Hulk, this is not the one. Ryan, I think you might be muted. Sorry. Yeah. Going around. That shows how beefy that Hulk is. You had to go around him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's huge. He's absolutely humongous. It's fantastic. I know a lot of people slept on this one, so that sucks.
Yep.
Sleep on Professor Hulk. You can sleep on that one and be fine. This right here, a Gladiator Hulk or Age of Ultron Hulk is the one you want. Size-wise, it's Hulk.
Yeah.
And whether or not you liked how he was portrayed in Ragnarok, that's one thing. But the figure itself is fantastic.
Incredible.
Yeah. And with the helmet too. Like, the helmet is great.
Oh, the helmet's like up here. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
I think for this one,
Optical, do you have the rest of the figure?
Yes, I need
Or
that
just
one.
the torso.
it's on the
I need that one.
See,
It's on my
Optical,
list.
I think I've always heard that Age of Ultron is the best Hawk Hot Toys ever made.
Yeah, I sold my other one for just because of this, and you basically have 2 head sculpts. So
Yeah,
I would love using
I just
that
want it for that
torso.
torso.
Yeah,
that
because it's
torso is awesome.
seamless. It's seamless and it's
Seamless,
sculpted,
yeah.
so it's perfect.
Yeah, I think for me, the only reason I didn't get the Ragnarok Hulk, one, the price was crazy, but it's not like my idealized Hulk, right?
That's
I
fair.
think for me it would probably be the Age of Ultron, where he's got like the team suit pants, like they're not just like ripped jeans. He actually has like Avengers pants, and it's a great figure, and the size is accurate.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I didn't get the Ragnarok one, but there's a lot of reasons I'm not getting the newest one, the Endgame one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of goofy looking with the little pajamas. Someone said pajamas, and now I can't unsee it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it pretty much is. And
It's like a little onesie.
I have an interesting
pajama.
question for you guys. What do you think? We have a super chat. Thank you so much, SJC360, for the super chat. That's amazing. Thank you again. Quick question. So, what is the order of the release for the rest of the Endgame line? So,
That's interesting, bro.
yeah, that would be purely speculation, but because we have what? We have Iron Patriot, we have Loki, Captain Marvel,
Captain Marvel, yeah. we have the Captain America
2012, Battle Damage 85.
Yeah.
So that's 5 figures.
Yeah. So
Optical, you think of any others? Brian?
No, I think that's it.
I think that's
Iron
it.
Patriot,
that's it.
Loki, Captain
And
Marvel.
Battle Damage 85. No? Did you say
Yeah,
that?
so Battle
Yeah.
Damage 85. So Iron Patriot, Battle Damage 85, Loki, Captain Marvel, and Cap 2012.
Yeah.
So that's 5 figures. So if we're predicting the order, I would say Battle Damage 85 should be soon. That's
I
probably
heard Patriot is soon.
yeah. Maybe I'd probably say Iron Patriot, Battle Damage 85. Then I'll let you guys go. Probably Cap 2012 and then Loki and Captain Marvel. Be my guess. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, because
I'm going to defer to my other YouTube content creators and let them take that one because
It's all speculation.
I don't have any. I don't care one way or the other.
Gotcha.
So I haven't really. I don't know. I will be getting them all. I'm not getting Pajama Hulk clearly, but I will be getting. I really want the Captain Marvel. I think that one looks fantastic.
Yeah, that Loki
crazy.
dude.
Did you say Thor?
Yeah, because Thor came out. Thor's out. Yeah,
Oh, is he out?
Yeah, he came out.
I'm curious why we got Professor Hulk and like no Wong or Okoye or.
Doesn't make sense.
I don't know, Dean, if Endgame Thor's hit the States yet, but he is out in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was
hard pass on Bro Thor as well. I bought it. I have it. And watched the video.
See, and I just got my notification. I got the notification that it's going to be coming soon or something like that. So,
yeah.
After the stories,
the trio, it makes sense. Other than that, you're not going to pose it.
But I feel the same about how you guys feel about Endgame Hulk is how I feel about Endgame Thor. Like, I would much rather have Infinity War Thor. Like, I just feel like that's my Thor. Like, that's badass Thor at his best. So, Endgame Thor is cool.
Endgame Thor with, Infinity War Thor with Endgame head sculpt.
They both have the same problem. Both of the figures have the exact same problem. They have ankle extenders that make posing terrible, and they've got a torso with the light up features that kills the range of motion.
Yeah,
we did not need the light up features. They should have just given us a normal 6-scale figure. And
that suit itself is restricting. Period. Like it's just the way they've done the suit.
It's good looking, but it's just not. It's not a figure you're going to pose, more than once.
Yeah.
So, guys, now that we're moving on to another topic, we're hitting our final topic of the evening, the third-party buying experience. I think this is going to be a really interesting one because I think we've all had different experiences buying third-party. So I want to share mine real quick because I know I have been very unlucky. So I have recently, there's a figure that everyone loved, right? Space Wizard, Infamous Toys Era, from what Justin and others are telling me. This figure is beloved, right? I got it out of the box. I really liked how it looked, but it was hard for me on camera to focus, but I had tears in my suit. I had a wrist peg that came out that I could not get back in. I had there's a better image of the tear. So I had an experience like that, a bad experience, right, with third party, and I've had these before. My general experience with third party is that they not all the time, but sometimes when I get them in hand, they look good, but they don't feel good. Like you put them in your hand and they feel very cheap. Like the bodies, the materials. Not always. Some of them are better than others. Like I have the Last of Us CC Toys, Joe and Ellie. They're pretty good. I really like those, but I love the Last of Us, so that's probably why. But the Ebony Maw figure, it looks good, undoubtedly. It looks good. But when you have it in hand, I just felt like, and I talked to others about this too, and I talked to Justin about it. I think part of my problem is I think I'm expecting Hot Toys quality, and I'm never going to get it. That's the problem. Like he was like, you can't expect Hot Toys quality from third party because they're not going to deliver that. And I think that's true. And that's my problem. Optical and I tend to be the same. Like we want the best, right? So when I get these third party, I know it's a character I'm not going to get elsewhere. So I pick it up and I'm expecting like Hot Toys quality just with a lower price because of no licensing fees. And it's just not that level. And I think I'm always disappointed. So I want to hear what you guys think about the third party experience. And I'll start with you, Leo, because I know you've bought a decent amount of third party and others have here too as well. But I have some ones I really like, but just for me, I've had some bad broken parts, just like it, cheap materials. So I want to hear what you think, Leo, about this.
Now, I mean, it is, like I said, I think the third party buying experience is subjective. Like I've actually had no issues with any of my third party figures. Like zero. I think the only issue that I had with the figure was the Thunder or the Lightning Warrior, which is basically the Lady Thor.
Okay.
And that the only issue I had with that was the simple fact that they just sent me one set of hands for the Feist body, and I actually had to get a second, because I couldn't get the accessories to match. So I just got like another Feist body that would give me the gripping hands to hold the hammer, and she actually comes with an axe as well, with the battle axe. But that was the only thing, and that was minor. But other than that, I haven't had any issues with third party figures. Like really enjoy purchasing the third party figures because, like I said, they give us figures that Hot Toys and all these other companies or licensed companies will never give us. Like, so they get like the scraps, but even them getting the scraps is still decent. You know what I mean? I like getting those pieces, so I have zero issues, with getting the third party figures. I think, I don't know, like everybody actually has like a different experience with it. The thing is, it's like crazy because I preferably enjoy the articulation in third party figures over Hot Toys and over Sideshow. You know what I mean? They just, they don't make bodies that are. I mean, if you're anybody who actually has the Fiend, which is the Green Goblin, that figure is phenomenal. Like that piece, exactly. That piece is phenomenal, bro, because the ingenuity in the suit itself and the articulation, also with his glider, like I really love that piece. Like it is so, it's incredible. And the thing is, it holds up against any of your 1/6 scale figures. Like it looks really great posing against those figures, like especially Spider-Man figures. If you have them, if you have the Ock by Toys Era, that figure's amazing as well. That one holds up. The tentacles that it actually has on the figure are, you would think, and they would look like they're die cast, but they're not. But it's just the articulation of, and they're strong enough to hold the figure on its own without a stand. That's how incredibly strong they are. But yeah, I love them. And I always look forward to getting like third party figures because I know that when they release these figures, they're releasing pieces that we'll never see, from Hot Toys, unless they basically see, that the market value, like for instance, like what you got or like what we have with, Ebony Maw. When we see that, it's like, okay, that thing is sold out everywhere to the point where now they, have a second order or a second, pre-order up for that figure. Hot Toys sees the demand in that, and they're going to be like, whoa, just like what they did with, Cable. You know what I mean? Like they saw that there was a market for that figure and people wanted it, and then they decided to release their own. So I just think, like I said, the market is there for it. People will buy it. People who have good experiences with it. It's just unfortunate that because we wanted this figure so much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know.
So,
I'm so disappointed.
Exactly. And I have it, and it's like spot on. Like I haven't had an issue with it. It looks it's an incredible piece. I end up getting it through Toys Wonderland once they actually had it available, and they said it was going to be available, so I got it through them. But man, like it's incredible, bro. But I do get it. I understand. I mean, if you had so many daggone bad experiences with it, man, and again, like somebody said, that Spider-Man Noir, that piece is phenomenal. If you don't have that, and if you can get it because it really holds well up against your pieces, especially Spider-Man. And especially if you are a Spider-Man fan, you have to have the Spider-Man Noir. I actually have my Spider-Man Noir posed up against my Doc Ock. I have the Fiend actually posed up against the armored Spider-Man armor, the video game version. But yeah, like listen, like literally, like it's a phenomenal. I mean, again, like I kudos to these third-party markets that really produce these figures and give us things that we don't see often from people who we would think would be inclined to produce these figures, and because there's a space for it, they just miss out. But as we know, they're not taking too kindly of these unlicensed figures being out there, and they are attacking them for it. But yeah, man, I mean, it's just unfortunate that that you had to go through that with that figure, man, because it is a phenomenal piece. But when you showed me, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I got it from Lion Rocks Toys, I think, and like they have been very nice. I shipped it back. They paid me for the return shipping, so they're going to refund me once they get it. So they offered me a 20% refund, which the figure, it's ripped. I mean, the gauntlet covers it, but I wouldn't be able to get the wrist peg back in anyway. So I was like, I'll take the refund and take my chances. But I don't chalk it up to. I think everyone should make their own decision. Like third parties are great. I would just say my experience have been mostly negative, but not always. But I'm interested to hear everyone else's. So Dean, what do you think about these third party figures?
So I definitely know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just for instance, well, the only ones I have are actually really good.
There you go.
But like
How do you know exactly what he's talking about then?
This is the
Because
Jill,
I have some really good ones, Optical. Because I have
yeah.
the CC Toys.
Yeah, and in fact, me and Will both each just got this. The
Red 13.
Red 13 from who made it?
I think it was VTS.
I said from the most overrated game of all time.
Okay,
Get the
one,
fuck
how dare you? Like, I
Can
love
we
you,
kick it?
but
It's my
God
stream. I can kick
damn
it.
it, I hate you. Yeah. That thing is. It feels like a statue, like polystone. It's
It is
heavy.
basically. Yeah.
It's
And
got
like
real
$80.
hair. $80, fucking crazy. I also got this. This is the Jill Valentine from.
Oh, hold on. Let me solo you, Dean.
Fuck, who made this? I have the box somewhere.
Oh man, I'm surprised.
But what makes this good is a Fison body. But the tailoring of the clothing is so well done.
That looks great.
That it feels like a really solid figure.
Yeah.
And then
It
this
looks
is
nice.
probably one of my favorite figures I've ever gotten. This is the
Blade Runner, yeah. Blade Runner
this
20,
is-
yeah.
2049,
made
yeah.
this?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling figure. I forget his
forgot
name.
the company that made this off the top of my head.
Present Toys.
It looks like a Present Toys, doesn't it? Yeah.
Maybe
Because they made Django. It was pretty good.
That piece is incredible, man.
this thing, dude. So many people slept on this. Now this figure was in like production for like 4 years or something, or like 3 years. It took them forever, but every month or so they would come out with an update like, hey, the jacket wasn't the right material. Hey, we couldn't get the printing done properly. Oh, the material for the shirt wasn't right, so we have to go back and find it. So when it finally came out, 2 head sculpts, the perfect outfit, plenty of accessories, $160 or something, stupid cheap.
Yeah.
You know, because we're talking about Hot Toys that are usually, $250.
Yeah.
On the good ends. Now that being said, this took forever to be good.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Most third party figures are coming out months after they get announced. Pretty quick turnarounds.
Yeah.
So I feel like not that they're rushed, but they don't have the time for that really good quality that we're getting from Hot Toys. Because, dude, there have been very rare times that I've opened a Hot Toys where I've been disappointed. Like even just holding it in my hand, like this feels like a high end collectible.
Yeah.
That being said, something like I've had disappointing experiences with 3-0,
Yeah.
Asmus, Star Ace, and those aren't. I mean, those aren't third-party companies, and sometimes they feel like third-party figures.
How dare
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. How
So
dare you talk
I
about
mean,
stars.
I don't know what the fuck they're drinking over in Hot Toys lands, dude. But like they're eating something right or something, because
Mike's Magic stuff from Space Jam.
dude, like they're just really are a cut above. And like I know it sounds like I'm a Hot Toys fanboy. If you listen to my show, I'm fucking dog on them all the time. So don't think I'm fucking like kissing their ass. But like I can't deny the fact that they really do quality wise feel better than even other non-third party companies. The third party experience for me so far, it's been pretty good. If I get a figure and I like it, I'll usually stick to that brand. Like Super Duck. They use Fison bodies, but the accessories and the clothing are usually really good. And again, it's the Fison body, so you really can't fuck that up.
Yeah. So
Unless you
Dean,
just get a bad one.
you have a couple questions, Dean. Who made the Modern Warfare ghost in the background?
Okay, that is, dude. This figure is amazing. I was gonna bring this up too. This is a flag set.
Hold on. Let me salute you, Dean. Don't drop it. Don't drop it.
Yeah,
Extra careful.
this is a flag set ghost.
Wow.
That's cool.
Solid body. It's got the accurate tattoos on that arm over there.
Yeah.
This is like a separate actual like headpiece, and it's really annoying. I just have it on there with tape, double-sided tape. But again, another like really solid third-party company, and it's like, dude, I love Modern Warfare. I play as Ghost, so like this was like a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
And I was really kind of hesitant to order it, but I mean, those third-party prices are so cheap that it's like, dude,
You might as well just go ahead.
$140 or whatever is like, it's kind of
Yeah.
like,
It's worth a shot.
even
It's
if
like
it
a no-brainer
sucks,
at that point.
yeah, I could upgrade it. I could do a different body. I could do this and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing is actually really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can find it anymore, but they do make other versions of this character.
Yeah.
Someone was asking too, Dean. Oh, the Jill Valentine, is it SW Toys maybe?
No, I did not. I'll just pull up my my giant toy list.
Yeah. I was just curious for the question.
The SW Toys is not out, I don't think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, maybe it actually is the SW Toys. Hold on.
That'd be hilarious. But while you're looking for that, Dean, so Ryan, what's been your experience with third party? I'm interested to hear this.
Oh, I will say that mine's been pretty good, honestly. I don't buy a lot of them, but I have started buying some, like for this one, this Green Vigilante or Green Goblin or the Fiend, whatever the hell he's called, the Fiend. There's something to be said about the bodies being not the same as a hot toy, like the skeleton, like the base. Definitely not that. But sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because this one is superposable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even with this suit action they've got going on, I would love to see Hot Toys use this material. Toys Era likes this material. But I've had pretty good luck with them. I've had bad experience with licensed figures. I don't think it's really an issue with that. I think one of the stigmas going on with third-party stuff is because you're having to go outside the normal realms to get them, maybe the customer service thing might scare some people off. So if you buy something from eBay in China or whatever, and you've got to ship it back if there's a problem, and that's a whole process. Nobody wants to deal with that. So I think there's some fear about that. But if you deal with somebody who, like you had issue with yours, and they took care of it, so that was good.
Yeah,
that's good service, especially shipping it back overseas. That's some expense.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine. I typically will pick up third-party figures when our licensed figures don't make what I want, or they're not making it good. For example, those They Who Shall Not Be Named are making a Gambit with Dumbo ears, and So Toys is making a Gambit with non-Dumbo ears.
Yep.
I'm going third-party.
Exactly.
Simple as that. So if given the option, and it's going to cost less, and it'll be better.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. I do not like, and I will go on record with this, I am not a fan of recasting. I don't like that at all. I think that's just, if they're making a figure that nobody else has made, that's one thing. But if they straight up take a head sculpt mold, recast it, and sell it, I'm out on that. I don't think that's good.
Yeah.
It was the SW Toys Jill, and it is the Super Mad Toys Hunter K.
Oh, okay, cool. So for anyone watching who wants that ghost, that's some good info for you.
Also, dude, guys, don't sleep on this.
Dean, I'm going to solo you again.
This was so good, they came out with another pre-order for it. I think you can still order it.
It's kind of like the Ebony Mall. They put a second batch out, because people really liked it.
This has 2 head sculpts. His gun, Rick Deckard's gun.
Yeah.
A little thing of whiskey, the little horse. Like, it comes with a decent amount of accessories. And it's just, okay, this is like probably one of the greatest sequels ever. So, this thing blew me away when I first got it. I couldn't put it down.
And I will tell you, you're going to see, if you like Marvel third-party figures, they're going to be a little bit more trickier to find. Your major third-party sellers that you guys know and love, you will go on their websites, you will not find them. They are not listing them anymore. Marvel's cracking the whip.
Marvel's cracking down.
Doesn't mean you won't find them. You just won't find them listed on the sites. So you might have to go to a different vendor or wherever else. Be mindful of that. That Ebony Maw or the Proxima Midnight, Shadow Void, those figures, you're not going to see those listed on the websites you are used to.
Yep.
So, Optical, what's your experience with third party?
I got crazy about third party like last year. I bought and and this is one of them. Like Ryan is saying, I think this is this is a good figure. That's like
a damn good sculpt.
It's a really good head sculpt. It's like 129. I think it's a resculpt. I think a recast. I don't know, but it comes with a chair too. For like
that's Present Toys, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Zach got that one, and it was honestly really, really good. I think he changed out like the shirt and the tie, and that was about it. But
is the tailoring good on an Optical?
It's decent, for 129. It's not Hot Toys quality or anything like that, but
it's not John Wick or something.
Yeah, but overall, it's not bad. Although I do know what you're saying. Like I buy third party to a certain point, like price wise. I would buy it to a certain degree, because if it's getting closer to a Hot Toys price, even though let's say Hot Toys is now going to make that, now you're going to have to make a decision whether you might as well just buy a hot toy that you're probably not thinking of buying, or get a third party. So so now you're getting to that decision. But if the third party is around 170-ish, or 180-ish, it's kind of like, all right, you might as well take a gamble, because there's a lot of things you can do with third party you can't do with Hot Toys, like bend them in different poses, because you don't care. It's only like 150 or 160. It's like, all right, if it snaps, whatever. It's 150. But if they're like 240, like the Juggernaut, the big one, that's like Hot Toys category money now. And if you don't buy every Hot Toys known to mankind, you can get that money and buy actually a Hot Toy. I know it's not going to be Juggernaut, but it's a Hot Toy. So that is kind of like where I kind of like draw the line. Mostly my experience is good. However, I know what you feel, Will. Like once you get them, it's not like a Hot Toy. Once you get them, it's like, oh man, this is good. You smell it, the way you hold it.
Right.
You kind of get it, pose it, and then not ever touch it ever again. And then you're gonna be like, all right, every once in a while when you watch the film, it's like, all right, let me pull it out, maybe pull a couple of poses, take a picture, and put it right back in, let them dust again and whatnot. It just doesn't have that same feeling of Hot Toys where you're kind of like, oh, this is amazing. And another thing now is that through a monkey wrench, I guess, on third parties, cable. Like back then, you're kind of certain when the third party makes it, it's not going to be made. It's like, all right, But now since cable, you kind of have that doubt that Hot Toys might do it. So that's that. And I know it's a gamble, because if you don't buy a certain third party, it might sell out and might be expensive down the line. But there's so many figures out there that at this point in my collecting life, I can afford not to get something and be at peace with it. So
yeah, that's why I'm Optical. And I was telling Leao, just my Ebony Mall experience, I'll probably end up canceling Proxima. As much as I want the Black Order, I do have Iron Studios, the 1/10, and those are, I prefer to go licensed when I can. I do have some third-party figures I really like my CC Toys Joel and Ellie. I love them. They are flawed figures, but I love them just because they're Joel and Ellie. So I mean, and they've been sufficing until Prime 1 will make their line, and that'll be incredible. And I'm getting the Part 2 figures, of course. So I'm very selective, and Dean knows I'm getting the Sephiroth and Cloud with the bike from Game Toys. So I'm getting those. I'm getting the Lim Toys, Arthur Morgan. I mostly go towards video game characters because I know they're not going to be made by Hot Toys or 3-0 most of the time. So and the sculpt, it doesn't have to be as perfect with a video game character, it doesn't have to be as lifelike. So I feel like the third party companies, I have a little bit of a lower bar. So as long as the outfit's okay and the body's not falling apart, then it's usually fine. But yeah, I don't know. Everyone has their own experience with third parties. It's definitely something to think about. I just think the experience, and for example, the Bob Dylan comment here. I love that Omni-Man, the SSR that they showed. It was $300 with no accessories. That's way too high. I mean, I get it has a Fison body, but why does it need one? It has a suit on, so it doesn't need to be seamless. I don't know. That's a great looking figure, Bob Dylan. I'm with you, but the price, I think the price scared a lot of people off of that one. If it was $225 even, I think I probably would have gone for it. But but Ryan stared something here.
That's the one that used the Fison body, right?
Yeah, use the Fison, and I'm just not sure why.
Why is that price so high if you're using?
I wanted to interject some other opinions here, if I can.
Ooh, okay.
Price wise, we're talking about third party figures that are $150, usually under $200.
Right, sure.
Or under $200. And somebody made a comment. I don't remember who it was. If you break it, you break it, kind of deal. Yeah. Which I 100% understand. I've broken my fair share of figures. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Several. A lot of people think of Hot Toys as the pinnacle of pinnacle, but we're not as far as collecting goes. These pieces right here, this guy has XM Studios quarter scale Hulkbuster that has 2 display options. So he bought 2 of the same thing. You're talking $10,000 between the 2, easy, because he want 2. The reason I say that is this guy made a decision on what he wanted to display, and he dumped the money in that. He may have skipped a whole bunch of other figures, and you may skip some third party figures and buy Hot Toys, or you might even skip some Hot Toys and buy a third party figure that you really like. It all goes down to where do you want your money to go. That's all it goes down to. And you may not, you get what you pay for sure, and you got a So Toys Green Vigilante, the Green Arrow one. Fantastic figure.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, really, really good figure.
Yeah.
If Hot Toys made it, it would be what, 260-ish? I mean, with all those accessories, there's some opportunity out there in third party land, but I think you got to go into it thinking like what you said. If you break it, you break it. You kind of just are out of luck. I think if you go into that with that expectation, then you'll enjoy the figure more than if you're expecting Hot Toy quality for half the price.
Yeah.
I see it for me, and I'm sorry, Dean. I didn't mean to interrupt you real quick,
okay,
man. I'm sorry. To me, it's like and I tend not to do this because it's like I want to give everybody a fair go, and to me, I always root for the underdog. You know what I mean? And I look at these third party figures as the underdogs, and they basically produce some epic looking figures. You know what I mean? They do put out quality, in some instances when it comes to certain figures. The thing is like people have to remember, like, okay, we place Hot Toys as, we put them on this pedestal as being the end all be all. But as even with some statue companies have shown, they are not. Even when it comes to like head sculpts, even when it comes to like, just posability, just the articulate, everything. And the thing is, it's like they've made a lot of mistakes. And I've even had some of the accessories from Hot Toys have broken when I got them outside the box because they're that fragile. Like little small pieces. Even like my the advanced suit, what is it? No, the upgrade suit, Spider-Man. Because the actual the way they have it now, whereas the webbing you have to kind of slide into the socket. That the piece broke off and I can't actually replace that, so I have to have this one hand with webbing on it now. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like these pieces are really, really fragile. So just like when we talk about third party companies, Hot Toys, they don't really deliver perfection all the time either. Like, we get some of those figures and those pieces are broken. And then like, it's, especially if we report it to the company that we all love to hate sometimes right now, especially me, if we report it to them, then sometimes they're like, well, take a picture of it, show us, we'll get you out a replacement piece. And to have to go through that hassle for something that I've paid for. Now, mind you, the customer service might be on point, but it's just the sheer fact that I paid for this and I still have to go through this when I get this particular figure. It happens with these companies. At least I know from when it comes to like third party companies, we're paying a lower price, so you don't set your expectations high. But when you get the figure in hand, you're like, yo, this piece is great. Like literally it is great. It's just an unfortunate thing that, again, Will, that you had to experience that, with that particular figure. Right. And to be quite honest, I wouldn't cancel Proxima, bro. I wouldn't actually cancel that figure. I would actually give it a chance because you're not sure to have the same experience with every figure. It might be totally different. So just get it in hand just to see how you would like it. And if you don't like it, then, take it from there. But I wouldn't just cancel it because of this experience, because not every company. And then on top of that, who knows what batch, like there's defective pieces in every single batch. Sure. Just like basically a lot of us have gotten, everybody who got the Mark 85 got the defective head sculpt. Everybody who got that Ant-Man got a defective head sculpt.
Hey, I love that.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't cancel it. Just, just see what you get, bro, once you get it. I mean, I still, like, again, I root for the underdogs. Are third party figures perfect? No. I'm not going to say that they are. But there is a level of perfection for what I'm looking for. And I'm not trying to do a lot with it. I pose it a certain way, I'm fine. If I want to repose it, I'm fine. I'll get the look that I'm looking for and I'll just move on from it. So I don't want to basically just base one company flaw off of the rest of the third party distributors and stuff like that.
That's definitely not. That's like somebody watching one of your videos and going, I don't like that guy, and he never watches another one.
Yeah, harsh, which definitely happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it happens. Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
because you guys know, but
I unsubscribe. So I'm just saying. But it's like, yeah, right. So it's like you going out. Let's say you go to Ruth's Chris and you get $150 steak, right? You get a tomahawk steak. You get a big, juicy, fantastic steak. You expect it to be perfect when you show up, versus when you go to Olive Garden for $15, like you're not that upset if they mess it up.
I would be.
There's some value in there. I know you would be, but I've returned many a steak to different restaurants. I still go back just because that particular cook couldn't cook a steak. might be the next one. So I don't know. It's kind of like you get a good one, you get a bad one.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know,
Optical,
Will. I don't know, Will, if you can ever be happy with your third party, because the disparity between the things that you're buying, you just bought a Prime One,
Right.
and then you go down to like a $150 figure. Your standards might be too high.
I think that's
for
what it is, yeah.
for third party, because like I said, there's for me, I don't even buy Prime One. So like Jedha's example earlier, Hot Toys is kind of like my statue. That's my kind of like that's luxurious to me. So for you've seen, $2,000, $3,000 statues and whatnot. So when you come down to that, it might be too big of a jump for you. So you might not be completely happy.
I think you should. I think you should just move over to Funko Pops.
I have some of those.
Yeah, so
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But
Because you know they're not realistic. You don't expect it. So you're good.
That's true. No, I'm good. So like what I would say though, like Optical, you make a great point. The only ones I'll get Last of Us ones, right? Because like I'll love them no matter what.
You love it too much.
Yeah, exactly. I'll love it too much even if it's not great. So I mean like but yeah, you're right. I think I can still come around to them. I mean, because I've had some, like even the present Toys Django, I had that and I did sell it because the sculpt was great, but it felt like cheap,
feel,
like the body and the clothes and stuff. And I'm like, I think you're right. I think my standards are just too high with these unlicensed, and I think that's probably why I'm not enjoying them. But again, I know people love them, and they make some amazing pieces and characters that just are never going to get made by Hot Toys. So I respect the hell out of that. But I know, Dean, you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
About it was something that Jedha had said, and I was going to say we talked about this a long time ago on our show. Probably like over 100 episodes ago. But if you go into knowing exactly what you're buying, you're buying a third party. If you break it, you buy it mentality. Like if you know what you're spending your money on, you should have no problem. Hey, I got to upgrade the body. This body's no good.
Right.
You could turn a mediocre figure into a pretty decent figure with $20 to $50. Hey, I don't really like this belt. I'm gonna upgrade the belt from buy a Hot Toys belt off of a different figure. I mean, we all know the websites, right? Black Ops Toys, Toy Anxiety, Monkey Depot. If you know exactly what you're gonna buy, you want to buy a knockoff Figure Arts. You don't want to buy a real Goku. You want to buy a knockoff. They're usually pretty good. Maybe not, maybe like 70% the quality of real Figure Arts. But hey, you also spent a third of the price. Yeah, you're not spending Hot Toys money on a third party figure, but you might have to put a little more money into it. And maybe by the end of it, you're at a Hot Toys price, but you're also at Hot Toys quality because you've replaced what was fucked up.
The worst part of the figure, the body.
Yeah, and again, I gotta mirror what Jedha said. If you gotta know what your money, whatever you want your money to go into. Hey, I want a Homelander real bad.
Figure. That's licensed.
Yeah, you want a Homelander real bad, and your option is this or an unlicensed one that you can upgrade and be better than this. Yeah, go for it, dude. That's your money.
The body on this one doesn't look too bad, Dean. It's just the sculpt.
Well, the sculpt is weird, and also the whole shoulder up.
The anatomy looks off. Man. He looks completely off.
So at least from the protos, won this. The So-So won this round from the protos, but we'll see how the final products turn out.
Yeah. So yeah, again, just
I see what you mean, Ryan.
Wherever you want your money to go to, be comfortable in that. Hey,
right, sure.
I really like Joel and Ellie, and sure, these figures aren't the best, but I love them and I want them on my shelf.
Right.
Hey, who am I to say, oh, those figures are garbage? It was your money and it's your collection. I got no fucking say in it. Just buy whatever the fuck you love, man. Who cares what anyone thinks?
I agree. So, guys, as we wrap this up tonight, thank you so much for joining me. It was a blast. We got to talk about Shang-Chi figures. We got to talk about Hawk, which is everyone's favorite new figure. We got to talk about Venom, which is pretty good, I think, for most people's eyes. Most people love it. Optical and I are still on the fence. We're going to find out if we end up getting it, but I'm hopeful. But we should see the film first. Let's just say that. But
I agree.
Let's go. So, Optical, what do you have coming up? Fill us in on what's next for your channel.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for not having your own segment and your own show. That's a big plus. Because if you did that segment, I would have walked out.
Well, someone asked for it. Did you see in the comment? Someone asked if we are going to get
There
one
was
tonight. and I
one
was like,
person out of 87 for it, so I
It only
don't
takes
think
one.
You'll see it on Wednesday. You'll get the segment. The segment will return on Wednesday.
I won't, just because you said that.
Oh, snap.
That was one of the worst things of my life. But I just want to thank you for having me here. Not going to happen again. But
yeah, right. We'll see.
nothing new. Just there, here and there. So
Yeah, cool. All right, Leia, what's going on, man?
There's a few things. I'll probably be. There's no sense in doing another review on a clone that I just already reviewed. So I'm just actually going to put the pieces together and pose it the way I want and hit it, on the shelf. But other than that, tomorrow we have spoiler talk with friends, of course, and it's going to be devoted towards Shang-Chi, some of the comic lore, just to kind of go back and talk about that. So that will be a completely spoiler discussion for people who haven't seen the film. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it, because we're gonna go deep into that film. So that I'm excited about. Wednesday, I'll have Ray Kinnix, who is basically an actress and cosplayer. She'll be on the show, definitely to talk about her journey, just the life of, just being a cosplayer. So I'm excited about that. And then also Thursday, we're going to introduce the the new Star Wars show. That we actually have. So I'm extremely excited about that.
One of my co-hosts.
Yes, with Mario, man, and Dean. You're welcome to come on, bro. Definitely, if you want to be a part of that, man.
Yeah,
you already know
anytime.
it's Star, and on top of that, I gotta always, when it comes to Ryan and Jedha, I gotta check the budget, because I think I'm going past my budget, man. Like I'm spending too much money to get him on shows.
Oh, you get
bro.
a bill.
His agent will send you a bill.
I'll be honest with you. These 3-hour streams, man, y'all are racking up some.
Yo,
Quite
well, listen. Like I said, the Star Wars stream will not be 3 hours. I know basically the Ray Kinnick interview, that's probably gonna go for about a good hour, 20 minutes. If Will's not trying to hit on her. But other than that, you know what I mean. Like, it's good.
I might show up for that.
Yo,
you gotta be there. I asked Leia if she's single, and he said, "I think
you
so."
should.
So.
Yo, you
See
should.
that smile he threw? Like she was watching.
Should.
He was like,
Hey Ryan, you should show up, bro, because
I'll get him an Olive Garden gift card.
Yeah,
I'll have to go be there for the segment.
Bro, she's definitely a Star Wars
that
fan.
makes it awkward, because when you're there, you're family.
Yo, right?
I told you, Dean, this wasn't Game of Thrones.
That's crazy. But yeah, other than that, I guess I'm just like everybody else, just waiting for pieces to come, man. Like, as soon as pieces arrive, then I'll actually review them and get them up, and I have another take your position video coming up this week as well. So just staying busy, man, grinding it out. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right, so Dean the Dream, what's going on? Collecting Weekly, dude, fill us in.
Dude, Collecting Weekly, youtube.com/Collecting Weekly. We put videos out every weekday, and we're working on weekends.
Jesus.
In fact, we're doing an unboxing right now. If you go over there, say hello.
Head over there, guys.
Why
After
are you
this.
here? You're not a member anymore, right?
They kicked me out. Yeah, and then tomorrow we're doing an unboxing of, I believe it's... God, who's the unboxing tomorrow?
See, you don't even know what you guys are going to do.
Yeah, because Optical, they work all
there's
day.
So many. We are gonna do. I picked up Arya and Tormund from Game of Thrones season 8.
Oh, Optical and I are getting Jamie, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So I got those. I'm gonna unbox tomorrow. Then Tuesday's our main show. Wednesday's After Dark. Any of you handsome gentlemen want to come on After Dark? You guys have been on there before. You just shoot the shit, talk about whatever. Jedha, you've never been on, but you're more than welcome.
Play the game, man. The game. They're gonna have a game this week, bro.
Maybe next week. I've already got scheduled for 2 live streams at 8 hours apiece. So maybe next one. I'm going to go take a nap and recover from this for the next one tomorrow.
Thursday we got OFAC, our British compadres that are recording their show. And then Friday we're doing an Ox Plays. Oh, it's Flight Simulator. Zach really loves flying planes, so
They don't call him Plane Daddy for nothing.
see.
yeah,
Nice.
they're doing. Right now they're unboxing a rescue armor and.
Okay.
What else are they doing?
I
looks
love
like
that
a
figure, man.
Gremlins.
It's an amazing figure, bro.
Looks like NECA Gremlins.
Dean,
right
when are you guys streaming again? No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Streaming every
When
day.
are
we
they
put out
streaming?
content. Hey,
When are
we
you
put out
not
That's like
content
asking
right
Whale
now.
when he's not streaming.
Exactly, dude.
I know,
Collecting Weekly
man.
is worse. They stream
That's
all
because
the
Leo's a
time.
real one. He's a real one.
Oh, bro.
I love that guy. Look how handsome he is.
Joey does have a great beard.
Stop.
True story.
I'm competing.
one day I'm gonna get that.
Thank
gray
God
going on down
Optical's
here.
here, Optical, because you and I are in the same boat, I think.
Stop.
But
See, it's the beard, bro. It's the beard gang, bro. Y'all need to jump on board, bro. I'm telling you, the
Dude.
beard gang is
You gotta
a
get the
must.
beard butter, and the beard oil.
I couldn't
Exactly.
imagine Optical with a beard. I don't think I
Jen
could.
and
gotta have
Leo
the-
got me
all the
all
work.
fucking.
Yeah.
I need to fill this out. Look at their beards, dude.
They're very full.
Gorgeous.
I think if Optical got a
That's what I
beard,
think
it's gonna up his game, bro. Straight up. Optical
Yeah.
needs to get a beard. It was seriously.
I'll just do a stash next week.
Oh, there you go.
I'll be banned from school again.
So,
Say
Dean,
word.
is that the gist on Collecting Weekly?
Yeah, man. We just come say hi over there.
Cool.
I think we just hit 1,300 subs.
Nice. You guys are
Good
moving.
job.
Just hit 1,000 recently. So,
Yeah.
Ryan, what's coming up with
Yeah.
Jedha Patrol?
All right. I am currently taking the week off. It's the first vacation I've taken in like 3 years, so that's kind of nice.
Wow.
So I am. Lael has some behind the scenes footage. I'm working on a little project in the
Yeah.
collection room. It's
Crazy.
included 17 trips to Lowe's and Amazon packages and all that kind of stuff.
Crazy.
My Venom should be here. It would probably be here tomorrow if it wasn't holiday, so probably Tuesday Venom will be here. Ebony Mall's coming. I have the new updated Mark 85 head sculpt. That's supposed to be with Venom.
Oh, no.
I've got Batman, Robin. Those are already recorded. Just got to edit them. I got so many clone videos going on, and if I don't know if anybody's interested to see a video on this giant guy.
I think that'd be cool.
I may. So I've got all these. I got it from Big Bad Toy Store where I got mine. But
Holy
bro,
shit.
you have to do a video on that, man.
so quarter scale movie accurate turtle. It's fantastic. It's
Yeah.
for $120 quarter scale. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So
Yeah.
that's going on, and that's probably some comic books. So we'll see how that goes. That's
Yes,
what I got
it is.
going. And thank you for the invite. I
Yeah,
very much
dude.
appreciate it. And I learned a whole lot here, and it was good.
Yeah, dude, you absolutely learned a lot about life, dating, all the good stuff.
What
You know,
one other thing, real quick, for anybody we still have a giveeway going with
Oh, yeah? Well,
Toy Zone. I mean, Collector Zone.
Oh snap!
Yeah, it's the
Ooh.
it's the child in the pilot chair. So that's really a nice piece. Once I reach 1,000 subs, this will basically be given away. We're at like 901 or 901 right now. So once I reach 1,000, this will be given away. So if we reach 1,000 by the show that we have on Thursday, it'll be given away. Or if we reach 1,000 by the show that we'll actually have on Wednesday with Ray, it'll be given away. So
Nice.
definitely stay tuned. So yeah, it's a
That's
decent
one
piece.
half scale, right?
Yep, half scale. This is by Diamond Select. It is the child in the actual chair, so it's a decent piece.
it's a nice piece, dude. Yeah.
It's very nice.
Can I enter to win that?
Hell yeah, you can.
Only if you improve. Only if you improve your beard game.
Yeah, but step it up,
Improve it.
step it up, Dean. Grow the rest of your face, and then maybe
Definitely,
we'll consider you.
definitely.
We have so many giveaways on our channel, and I'm like, fuck, I can't enter.
You got to quit,
Yeah.
man. Quit and then
Yeah.
win.
I don't know.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Nick is in, man.
Yeah, so, but anyway, guys, thank you so much all for joining me. And thank you to everyone who watched and contributed to the chat. It was a fun one. We got to talk about a lot of cool topics. I'm
Yeah.
going to try to keep this a regular thing every Sunday. So I'm going to make this like an ongoing Sunday thing.
I
Hope
want
that
some
be-
breadsticks. If you're gonna do this every Monday, send us some breadsticks.
Oh,
I
hell
need some
yeah,
breadsticks,
dude. Hit
bro.
me with your addresses, bros. I'll send you some. They might be rotten by the time they get to you, but they'll make it.
Yeah,
I know Ryan wants some. Look at his face. He wants some breadsticks. Yeah, they're
If I had, I wish I here. This hold on. This is. Hold on. I got you, man. I got you. Hold on.
yeah. We got some. Oh, there we go. Again. There. It is. Okay. Oh my God, it's all about the hotness factor for these guys. Okay,
Yeah.
but guys, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, be on the lookout for this show every Sunday. Collectors Mingle. That's the name. We're rolling with it. We're running with it.
Are you
It's
sure
just-
about that now? Do you,
I feel pretty good about it. My intro got totally screwed up. I don't know what happened, but
What about collectors only?
As long as you don't say collector swingers, bro. Like
Collectors
that's-
only is pretty good, Dean. I'm not gonna lie. That's
Well, I
pretty
was just
solid.
gonna say it's farmers only.
Oh, there you
don't
go.
have
See?
to be lonely at collectorsonly.com.
See, there we go.
Oh,
Okay,
goodness.
see, I didn't think of that. Collectors Mingle just came to
Spend
mind.
way too much on the internet, Dean.
Well, that's Christian Mingle. That's another dating app.
All right, guys. So peace out. Have a good one. Thank you so much for joining, and we are out for this episode.